Now, this is case number 8 on the calendar, the matter of Flynn versus Cavett. Parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated.
Miss Flynn, how long have you lived in the building where you are currently residing?
I'm not currently residing there any longer, but I lived there for 15 years.
How long have you been out of that building?
1 month.
And how long had Miss Cavett been your upstairs neighbor?
Approximately 1 year.
Did you had any difficulty with her before this incident happened?
Nothing face-to-face, but was always noisy prior to this incident.
Had you ever complained?
No.
And on February 14th, tell me what happened.
On February 14th at 5 p.m., I entered my apartment and discovered that the ceiling and the walls were flowing with steady streams of water. Instantly, I ran to management and asked them if they could assist me in the problem, and informed me that Jasmine Kiveth, the resident above me in number 327.
Don't tell me what they said to you. Pronounce your last name?
Cavett.
Miss Cavett, you were home on February 14th.
Yes.
And you're going to tell me that through no fault of your own, the bathtub overflowed.
Yes.
And it was that overflowing bathtub that caused the damage to Miss Flynn's home.
Yes.
Because it was the bathtub's fault.
No, Your Honor.
Well, that's what I read here, was the bathtub's fault. The bathtub didn't have an appropriate little hole in it. And even though you left the water running, it was the bathtub's fault for not having a hole.
There was no overflow drain.
Overflow drain. I'm not good at those things. So it was the bathtub's fault because it didn't have an overflow drain.
No, Your Honor.
Whose fault was it?
I was bleaching my bathtub, and there were tons of chemicals. The chemicals were so strong, I had to dilute them. So I left the water running, and I just was doing spring cleaning. It was an honest mistake. The water began to overflow. I did what I could to try and remedy the situation. It was an honest mistake, and she handled it in such a way that I had no choice but to refuse to pay her.
You come from California?
Yes.
What do you do?
I work at a company called Mad Science, and I teach in-class workshops and after-school programs.
You look like a nice young lady.
Thank you.
You're not seriously suggesting to me that you're not responsible for the damage to her apartment and to her things.
I understand that what happened was not her fault at all. She could not help the water coming into her apartment, of course, but the way that she handled it, she attacked me in such a manner. She provided me no evidence when she asked me for money. She wouldn't let me into her apartment to assess the damage, and the two people who were able to see the damage told me that it was very minimal. They had dealt with her numerous times, that she was crazy, and I was beginning to think that she was a little crazy because she would yell at me, cuss at me. She would stand on her balcony demanding money.
Well, this happened on February 14th.
Yes.
So now we've acknowledged, Miss Cavett, that you are at fault. You lived in that apartment for a year.
Yes.
You know that the bathtub did not have an hole,
overflow drain.
an overflow drain. Yes. This wasn't a surprise bathtub. It didn't sneak it in there,
No.
right, when you weren't looking.
Of course
This
not.
was the same old bathtub that was in there that was dirty because you hadn't been cleaning it all along. So you were bleaching it out and doing other spring cleaning, and you forgot about it.
I knew that the water was diluting the chemicals. It had to. I couldn't just leave the bleach, and it was such a...
Well, if it was diluting the chemicals, the water was
Was running, of course, yes.
And if the water was running and you didn't check on it often enough, then it was going to overflow
So, yes.
because it had no...
It had no overflow drain.
Right.
I was under the impression that in the state of California there must be an overflow drain or your plumbing's not up to code.
Okay. All right. There we go. Bert, stand up there, and I don't want to see any of that. I don't want to see any of that. So let me understand something. It was the bathtub's fault that it wasn't up to code. Either that, or you thought that somehow between the time you started to bleach the tub out and the time it overflowed, it came up to code and somebody snuck in an overflow hole?
No, Your Honor.
So that you knew that there was no place for this water to go if you left the water running except on the floor. Right?
Yes.
Okay. So now we're not talking anymore about liability. We have now, you and I, determined, my dear, that it's not the bathtub's fault that it overflowed.
Of course not.
It's your fault. You were dusting and cleaning and being Martha Stewart and weren't paying attention to what was going on in your bathtub. Now the question is, what are the damages that Miss Flynn, the perfectly innocent bystander to this, suffered as a result of your negligence? Don't laugh at her. Don't smile at her. Just show me the damage.
Well, there was a raw pine dresser. It was in my closet with all of my other clothing and ended up being completely saturated and soaked. It swelled so bad that I couldn't open any drawers.
Okay.
So I replaced a dresser. There was a wool braided rug that was also damaged.
I assume you took photographs?
Yes, I did.
Can I just see them, please?
Sure.
Good. Now, when did you tell the defendant about the damages and how much they were?
On the day that the incident occurred, I went to her apartment and I confronted her and informed her that there was a serious situation occurring in my apartment and that at some point we were going to have to do a damage assessment. For 2 weeks, I didn't hear one thing from her. So I wrote her a letter informing her that I was expecting her to assume responsibility and that I was willing to give her a break on certain items that were damaged because I understood she was having a difficult time.
Okay. So far, I see a lot of walls. You didn't replace any of the walls.
No.
You didn't repaint or anything.
Right.
They did that. Okay. How much did it cost you to replace the dresser?
$216.
You have a bill?
Yes, I do.
Can I see it, please? And the rug?
Haven't replaced it.
How much did you pay for it?
It was $180.
What happened to the Tiffany lamp?
Water came down on the surface area where I had the coffee table, burned it out, wouldn't work.
Okay. $489 are what your bills are.
Here is a $75 bill to clean my carpet.
Okay, let me take a look at that. Okay. I think that you're responsible for $564 worth of damage to her apartment, including the cost of cleaning carpets. What do you want to show me?
I have a letter in which she states that she bought a rug from Walmart for $39, and now
Right.
she's charging me for a different one for
In
$200.
place of the one for $180.
Let me see the letter. So instead of the rug for $180, you replaced it with a rug for $39?
I said that in this letter, if you'll read it, it's stating that I expected her to assume responsibility and that I would give her a break and I was willing to work with her. That arrangement was created in hope that I didn't have to go to court and sue her.
Okay, the items that she originally indicated to you come to $366.
Yes.
Plus a lot of aggravation.
Your Honor, I tried to work with her. I have a phone bill here.
So what did you offer her?
I called her numerous times.
What did you offer her?
She was harassing me, and I
What?
asked to see the damage. I couldn't offer her anything without knowing what I was paying for. All I asked for was a mere photograph or to be let into her apartment to see. You know, I apologized for what happened, but I said, can we work together? Can I see what's going on? I can't just blindly hand you money and say, here, I know there was a flood, so here's all my money. All I asked was to see what happened.
Judge Judy, for 2 weeks, I had to try to wrangle her into coming to
If you're
take damage
wrangling-
assessment, into trying to come to my apartment.
What was the
set up
first
an
date on
appointment.
your phone bill? What was the first date that you called her after the flood?
February 22nd.
That's not enough.
That's not before I had her phone
Listen
number.
to me, my dear. You don't need a phone number. You go up to her apartment, write her a note.
I did. I didn't write a note, but I knocked on the door.
Listen to me. If this happened on February 14th,
Yes.
you going up to her a week later is not sufficient. You calling her on the telephone a week later is not sufficient. She's not going to keep dirty laundry, a rug around while you make time to go up to her house.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
You've made this case very, very complex because this convoluted story that you tell me doesn't make sense to me, Mr. Zai. It's a very dumb thing to do.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Stacy Flynn says her former upstairs neighbor, Jasmine Cavett, damaged her apartment when she overflowed her bathtub. Jasmine says it was an accident.
Look, the original bills that you gave her amounted to $366. What you've padded over the next couple of months, because you've been aggravated and annoyed, come to $564. Of quite honestly, I believe that your time is worth something.
Thank you.
Your time to clean the premises, the time to get rid of the rug, the time to go out and buy new boots, the time to sop up the stuff, the time to wait for people to come and clean the carpeting. That's worth something. Now, the fact that the defendant says it was an accident, well, it certainly wasn't on purpose. She didn't mean to cause this flood, but she did cause the flood, and she was responsible for the consequences, including your loss of time. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $600. That's all.
Thank you.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
I didn't even know her. She apparently didn't like me. I have no idea why.
Completely irresponsible, total drama queen, liar.
I felt unsafe going home. I never knew what she was going to do.
Never once did she even come down to my apartment and ask me if she could help.
Where's my effing money?
Maybe this will teach her a lesson, hopefully.
It's a learning experience.
When she watches Judge Judy, she probably won't ever forget what she did.
You have a very busy corporate schedule.
Yes, I do.
Like what?
I do bartend as well as model, and I'm pursuing other social non-for-profit organizations.
She for real or what?
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Zai versus Hagedorn, step forward.
Real estate investor Kumar Zai is suing former friend, 25-year-old bartender Morgan Hagedorn, for a loan for bail. Morgan claims Kumar's pawned her laptop and digital camera behind her back.
Mr. Zai, it is your claim that the defendant owes you some money for bail and for collect calls that she made to your home from jail. She is, according to what I've read in your complaint, the ex-roommate of your ex-girlfriend.
Correct, Your Honor.
Is that right?
Yes.
Ms. Hagedorn?
Yes.
When were you arrested and for what?
It was early March of last year, and I was arrested for driving on a suspended license.
Why didn't you have a license?
Prior court tie-ups.
What does that mean, prior court tie-ups?
What had happened is I had received a notice in the mail, and I did not fill it out in time or get it back, and therefore my license was suspended.
How many times was your license suspended?
Just the once, but due to missing court dates and whatnot, I got it revoked as well as a bench warrant for my arrest, and that's when I was arrested.
You have a very busy corporate schedule, Ms. Hagedorn?
Yes, I do.
You do? Like what?
I do bartend full-time as well as model, and I'm pursuing other social non-for-profit organizations here in, well, my hometown, St. Louis.
Is she for real or what?
It takes up a lot of my time.
You get her a copy of my old book, will you please?
Put that on your schedule.
Why did you call Mr. Zai when you got busted?
I called my roommate, and she was at his apartment, and I didn't know what to do.
Called your roommate on her cell phone?
That is correct.
And you found her at Mr. Zai's apartment?
They witnessed the arrest, and they were aware of what had happened.
Just listen to me very carefully. You called her on her cell phone?
I do believe.
What does that mean, you do believe?
It's been a long time, and it was a very traumatic night.
What do you do for a living, Mr. Zai?
I'm a real estate investor.
Did she call you in your house?
Yes, Your Honor.
You have the phone bill?
Unfortunately, I couldn't obtain the phone bill. No, I don't have the phone record.
Well, what evidence do you have of this whole thing, sir?
Well, I do have a paper from the court from the day that I actually went and bailed her out of jail. I had to charge it on my credit card. There was a record of that, and which was actually the bond money. And I also have a court paper that shows that they refunded the bond money to her and her attorney instead of coming back to me.
Why is that, Ms. Hagedorn? Why did you take the bond money?
I did not receive any bond money. I was told that I was not to receive it, and it was to be paid to my attorney for services rendered.
Who's your attorney?
Leland.
Phone number.
I do not have that information on
Go
me.
get it. Go get it.
Okay.
Ready.
Area code 947.
Okay, and it is your testimony that you never saw any of this money, and it went to your attorney for counsel fees that were your responsibility.
Yes.
They were Mr. Zai's responsibility.
That is correct.
Good. So why don't you owe him this money, $1,095?
Well, what happened, Your Honor? Kumar's told me that he had taken my laptop as well as my digital camera that was at his girlfriend's grandmother's house, and he pawned it off. This was a brand new laptop.
Go ahead.
Your Honor. What had happened was she pawned her computer approximately 2 months prior to this incident, along with her digital camera. And my ex-girlfriend's grandmother felt sorry for her, went to the pawn shop, got it out of there, and held on to it till she gives her the money to, basically get it back.
So she pawned it.
She pawned it originally, and after repeated phone calls, I've called her at least 20, 30 times, left messages for her, to give me a call back, let's make an arrangement, to pay this money back to me. Never heard back from her. So I contacted my ex-girlfriend's grandmother. I said, is there a way I can get the computer from you to maybe sell it, to maybe recover some of my money? And she says, well, let me call her and tell her that this is what I'm doing. I said, that's fine. And I paid $300 to her, my ex-girlfriend's grandmother, to get her computer and her digital camera. I called her. I said, I have your computer, I have your digital camera. If you want to come and pay me the money that you owe me, it's sitting right here. Otherwise, I'm going to try to sell it to recover some of my money. Never heard back from her again. So,
did you sell it?
I sold the computer for $325. I still have the digital camera. I brought it with me to give it back to her.
Well, so you sort of resorted to self-help, sir. You've made this case, which was a relatively simple case, very, very complex.
Yes, sir.
You understand, Mr. Zayi?
Yes, I understand.
You should have come to me before you resorted to self-help, sir, because this convoluted story that you tell me doesn't make sense to me, Mr. Zayi. It's a very dumb thing to do. And since you've complicated the situation, there's very little I can do to help you. I mean, this lady, I know, has a very busy corporate schedule, but she doesn't know whether she's a foot or horseback. I don't know whether you got full value for the computer when you sold it for $300. You can't do what you did. You created a problem by complicating the situation by resorting to your own form of self-help. Do you understand?
Yes, I understand.
I can't help you. Goodbye.
Parties are excused. You may step out. Right in the courtroom. All rise. Now, this is case number 40 on the calendar in the matter of Dickinson versus Irwin. You're welcome, Judge. Parties have been sworn in, Your Honor. You may be seated. Folks, have a seat, please.
Miss Dickinson, Miss Irwin is your boyfriend's mother.
Yes.
I assume this is the boyfriend.
Yes, he is.
How long have you been his girlfriend?
We're actually broken up right now. We were dating for about a month.
Not dating anymore?
No.
Any particular reason?
We were good friends, and I didn't want to ruin our friendship.
Okay. It is your complaint that Mrs. Irwin, for no good reason, broke your cell phone.
Yes, she did.
And you want her to pay for it.
Yes.
And Miss Irwin says you were an uninvited guest in her home, and that precipitated this incident with the cell phone. So why don't you tell me when this happened?
This happened in February, the 21st. Ryan and I were dating at the time. We had gotten back to his house and we were watching TV, relaxing.
Where were you watching TV?
Up in his living room. And Bernice came home.
Bernice, that's you.
Yes. And she came home yelling and freaking out on Ryan. She began to yell at him even more and put him down.
What was she saying?
You're a loser, you're good for nothing. And then she began to hit him, smack him in the face.
What did he say to her?
Nothing. Nothing was really said. She was just like, you're a loser. And Ryan was just simply not saying anything because I was present. And when she came into the living room, she was yelling at me. And then she had hit Ryan across the face. And then she did it a few more times. And I told her that if she had kept hitting him, that I was going to call the cops because I did not feel comfortable whatsoever. She looked at me and said, I'll do whatever I want. This is my house. Hit him again, and that's when I had called for the police assistance.
Okay, so you used your cell phone to call the police?
Yes, I did.
Okay, what happened next?
When I was on the phone with the police, she was still yelling at Ryan, and they got it on tape and everything like that. And I had said I need police assistance to this address. And then she had noticed I was on the phone with the cops, and then she had attacked me. And I have pictures here of the bruises from when she grabbed my arm and my wrist.
Is that when your phone was broken?
Yes.
Well, tell me how it got broken, Miss Dickinson.
I was on the phone, and she had grabbed my arm, and then she was fighting with me. I was telling her to let go of me, not to touch me. And then she grabbed the top half of my cell phone and snapped it off, and opened her front door and threw it outside in the snow.
Okay. Now I'll see the police report, please.
Okay. I also have pictures of the bruises. Would you like to see them?
Yes.
And there's also pictures of my cell phone in there.
Is this the only police report that you have?
Yes, there was no police report written. It was just a log entry.
Okay. Step up, please. Your first name is Ryan?
Mm-hmm.
How old are you, Ryan?
18.
You're not living in your mother's home anymore, is that right?
Yes.
Who are you living with now?
I'm staying with friends now.
How long has it been since you haven't been getting along with your mother?
As long as I can remember.
When did you ultimately move out of the house?
She kicked me out a couple weeks ago after she got arrested for domestic assault on me.
Why don't you get along with your mother?
Because she's crazy.
I also have the police log from her arrest, if you'd like to see that.
I would. Are you going to school, Ryan?
No, not right now.
You working?
No, not currently.
How are you supporting yourself?
I really haven't been.
Okay. All right, Miss Irwin, what kind of work do you do?
I'm a store manager.
Were you working on the 21st of February?
I was.
What were your hours of employment?
On that particular day, I worked till about 6 p.m.
Did you go directly from the store home?
I did not.
Where did you go?
I went to a friend's house, and then I came home.
What time did you get home?
Approximately 7 to 7:30 p.m.
And you came home and you found your son and his girlfriend watching television?
They were in my living room. My house was a total disaster. Ryan was not allowed to have any guests at my home without my permission, which he continued to do so, and I was quite angry.
Had you ever met this young lady before?
Once or twice, yes.
Where?
One time at my house, and another time she was leaving my house for a few minutes. That was it.
You never had any problem with her?
No, I didn't.
So what happened when you came home on the 21st?
I'd asked Ryan why he had a guest in my home. We'd had many problems in the past with him having company, and I told him he was not allowed to have anybody in my home without my permission. Ryan got very angry at me and started swearing, cursing, calling me several names. He then spit in my face, literally, and I slapped him across the face once. At that point, Jamie had gotten off my sofa and started calling me names that I will not even repeat, and I asked them to leave my house. They refused.
Shh. Yes?
She did say, threatened she was going to call the police. I, at that time, told her if indeed she called the police, my son probably would have been arrested because he was on probation.
For what?
Numerous things, assault and battery, disturbing the peace. He was on probation for assault and battery on a police officer.
That's serious stuff.
It had
Ryan?
been serious stuff.
That's serious stuff?
Yes.
Okay, so she called the police.
Yeah, I didn't know she was on the phone. I had just got done telling her if indeed she called the police.
There was a lot of screaming going around, so
Yes, there was.
Everybody was screaming. I want to know how her phone got broken.
She got on the phone with somebody, I'm not sure who, saying that I was abusing my son, which was not true.
That was with the police.
My son had just spit in my face, and I did slap him across the face after he had called me several vulgar names. One time I did slap him across the face. Yes, I did. He
I
deserved
want to know
it.
how her phone got broken.
Well, she was on the phone, and I, at that point, once again told her, if you want to make the phone call, go outside. I need you to get out of my house. And she refused to leave, so I took the phone out of her hand. And as far as I know, it was the top part of her cell phone that did snap off. And at that point, I threw it outside to make them leave my house. I'd asked them several times to leave.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
Have you ever been in trouble with the law?
Nope, never.
He has been.
I understand that.
Set your sights a little higher. You know what I'm talking about?
Yes, I have a new
Don't say
boyfriend.
anything, Ryan.
And later today,
Buster's a stubborn dog, there's no doubt about it.
I have a very stubborn dog, but she has been very, very well trained.
real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Jamie Dickinson says her ex-boyfriend's mother owes for breaking her cell phone. Bernice Irwin claims Jamie was trespassing on her property.
Okay. There are a couple of things that I don't quite understand, Miss Irwin, and I think that probably you would have been more prudent if when you came home and found Ryan there watching television with his girlfriend, you waited until she left and then confronted him. As far as I've heard, they weren't doing anything untoward. They were sitting and watching television in your living room. So when you came home and started to go off on him in front of his girlfriend, especially a kid that you'd had trouble with and that clearly has a temper, that probably wasn't the most prudent thing to do. And then there was a lot of yelling and screaming. However, Miss Dickinson was an invited guest to your home. She was invited by your son, who lives there, or did then. And whatever argument you were having with your son, and I'm not going to get into slapping him in the face or screaming or yelling or bad names. I'm not getting into that. The only thing that's before me is whether you're responsible to buy her a new cell phone. I believe her when she says that she told you she was going to call the police, and I believe you knew she was calling the police because that's what she said she was going to do. And at that time, if you grabbed her by the arm and grabbed her cell phone and snapped it off and then threw it outside, you're responsible to buy her a new cell phone. It seems to me that there was an altercation in your home and it was getting out of hand. It was a good thing that she was calling the police. So why would you be angry? So, how much was the cell phone?
It is $199.99. I have the paper from the website singular.com.
Okay, can I see it, please? And the cell phone. Who is this person?
Carol, a friend of mine.
Was she there that evening?
She wasn't there that evening.
Okay. This is one of these cute little phones that takes pictures?
No, it doesn't.
Oh, it doesn't take pictures. Okay, that's all you're suing for, the cost of the cell phone. Anything else you want to tell me?
No, that about covers everything.
What do you do for a living, Miss Dickerson?
I babysit, and I used to work at CVS. I had just quit my job, though, because I'm still in high school, and I'm graduating this year, so it was kind of hard doing both.
Have you ever been in trouble with the law?
Nope, never.
He has been.
I understand that.
Lots of times. Set your sights a little higher. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yes, I have a new
Don't say
boyfriend.
anything, Ryan. You've got a little ways to go to get your act together, young man. Somebody who's 18 years old, who's not going to school, who's not working, who's not supporting themselves, who's got an arrest history, according to your mother, that's lengthy, is not going down the right path. The yellow brick road is eluding you, Ryan. You're going to have to find it. Otherwise, you're going to be dead by the time you're 30. That would be a shame, right? Be smart. Judgment for the plaintiff for the amount of $199. That's all. Thank you.
Thank you.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
I'm a little confused about the whole thing, actually. I don't really believe that I broke Jamie's cell phone.
I was not brought up that way. I was brought in a very well-nurtured home where no violence is present.
I did ask her to leave my home along with my son.
Mom overreacts a whole lot.
I'm really hoping that we can be friends yet again, mother and daughter. Mother and son, I'm sorry.
That'd be wonderful if it could, but I don't know if that could ever happen.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Horn Torres versus Cunningham. Step forward, please.
25-year-old homemaker Deanna Horn Torres is suing dog trainer Brian Cunningham for injuring her dog Buster during a session. Brian says he did nothing out of the ordinary.
Miss Torres?
Yes.
And this is Buster.
Yes.
And Buster was behaving badly. How old is Buster?
He's 4 months.
Where did you get him?
We got him from a breeder.
What kind of dog is he?
He's a boxer.
Did the breeder tell you that boxers are hard to train?
No, she didn't.
Is he hard to train?
He's doing better, but he is a little difficult. Yes, he is.
He doesn't look interested in what's going on here, I'll tell you that right now. Well, according to what your complaint states, because you were having some difficulty in training Buster on your own, you asked your vet for a recommendation.
Yes.
Had you used this vet before?
Yes.
You think that the vet that you used is a good one?
Yes.
And your vet recommended Mr. Cunningham
Yes.
and said he was a good dog trainer.
Yes.
And you made an agreement with him. I think his whole fee was $525, and you paid him, and it is your claim that he hurt your dog during the training sessions and you want a full refund.
Yes.
The $525 that you paid Mr. Cunningham was for how many sessions?
He didn't give me an amount. He said he would come to my house until I was completely sasatisfied. He didn't tell
Is that
me
what
how
you
long
said?
it would take.
I offer everybody. It's a 6-week course or until the dog is completely trained.
What kind of train? You mean potty trained, crate trained?
Housebreaking, chewing, digging, obedience is how we do it.
What if you get a really dumb dog?
There aren't really very many dumb dogs. It's just folks, you've got to follow up with the instruction I give you.
What about stubborn dogs?
Very stubborn sometimes. Buster's a stubborn dog. There's no doubt about it.
I have a very stubborn dog. But she has me very, very well trained.
That's good.
All right, Ms. Torres, tell me what happened.
He had came 3 times to my house. The first day, everything went fine. The second time he came, there was a pink mark around the dog's neck, and he told me it was because the dog was a white dog and it would go away. And it did. Within 2 hours, it was gone. And so the next time he came, the dog ran under the bed to hide. Well, whenever he came out...
That's all right. You can Leave him alone. He's fine.
As soon as he put the collar around the dog's neck, the dog snapped at him. And so when he was being rough with him, we asked him, why are you being so rough? And he said that he had to do it to keep him from snapping at people. So we said, okay, well,
You mean the dog bit the inside of his mouth?
Yes. And so at that time, we ended the session. He took the collar off the dog, and the dog ran underneath the bed. And when I went to the dog, I had noticed the injuries that I do have pictures of. And my husband talked to Brian later on the phone and told Brian that we didn't want his services anymore. We couldn't have him abuse our dog.
Okay, so let me see the photographs that you took. Okay, Mr. Cunningham, I'll hear you.
Your Honor, I've been training dogs for 17 years. I have 2 witnesses to tell you what kind of trainer I am.
Tell me your name.
Barbara Fuquay.
Step up, please. Are you just a satisfied customer?
Oh, I'm absolutely satisfied.
What kind of dog do you have?
I have a Maltese, Sophie.
Little one?
She's very small, yes. She's about 5 pounds.
Does she bark?
Well, actually, she does not bark. No, not usually.
Good.
Yes, I know. I'm so happy with her, and I'm so happy with Brian.
Okay. You, sir?
My name is Victor McDougall, and Brian has trained 2 dogs for me. The first one was Tara, and she had a little problem with liking to chew on furniture and stuff. And, Brian helped me train her and get her out of that. And most people would tell me that, boy, I wish my kids listened as well as my dog. So, yeah, so that's always good to hear.
Okay. Have a seat. So this is my problem, Mr. Cunningham. I believe that you are a good dog trainer.
Thank you.
And I believe that because their vet that they have tremendous confidence in recommended you.
Yes.
And you bring 2 witnesses who I have no reason to doubt that say that you've been wonderful with their animals. This didn't work out. Whether you pulled a little too hard, whether the dog bruises easily, I don't know what happened. But these people did not cause this injury to the dog. I can understand they're being upset. Does it sound like you're losing yet, sir?
No, it doesn't.
Good. Perfect. Would you give these to Mr. Cunningham, please? We have to know when to...
Okay.
Take them back now, please. Now, you have a whole bunch of satisfied customers. And I don't think that, based upon what these people tell me, that this is standard fare for you, because otherwise their vet would not have recommended you, and you have satisfied customers. So if these people are not satisfied, you should have given them back their money and said, in 17 years, I never had this kind of problem. I don't want this kind of problem now. My time is too valuable.
Your Honor,
yes,
if
Mr.
I may,
Cunningham.
I believe that I should be paid for my time. If I show up 4 times and they refuse to accept any of my... I understand that. The dog, you know what? Here's the thing. Had they been working the dog every week, only 10 minutes a day, that would not have been the case
Mr. Cunningham,
ever.
you know how kind I was just being to you before, a moment ago? I was being kind to you because like 10 million people are going to watch this. A lot of them have dogs. So I was trying to be kind and say, you're a wonderful dog trainer.
Well, I am.
This was an aberration. You should have just said, going to return your money, and that's it. But since you don't seem to get it, what I'm going to tell you is this, sir. If you went to their house first time and then came back for the next session and you found that they weren't following your direction,
Yes.
at that point you could have said, just a minute, I can't work this way. I'm not going to treat this dog in any way that's
treat the dog any rougher.
in any way that's rough, that's going to leave this kind of bruising. Here's your money back, not the 4th time you came to the house, but the 2nd time you came to the house and said, I can't work with you people. I could work with that dog, but I can't work with you. So here's your money back. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $525. Clearly, this dog is not intimidated by anything, not even my voice.
No, ma'am.
Parties are excused. You may step out. Your Honor, this is case number 30 on the matter. Okay, Your Honor, this is case number 30 in the matter of Rav Giala versus Roberts.
Thank you.
Get a little tongue-tied now and then. The parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated. Ma'am, have a seat.
What's your first name?
Jennifer.
How old are you, Jennifer?
I'm 18. I just turned 18 3 days ago.
Order.
Happy birthday.
Thank you.
How old are you, Mr. Roberts?
23.
What's your first name?
Raymond.
Jennifer, Raymond was your boyfriend.
Yep.
You claim he owes you some money. Not a whole lot of money. $300 some odd dollars.
Yep.
You said he owes you the money for the following 2 items. You gave him $100 in which to put down as a deposit for the limousine for your senior prom.
That's right.
And you had an argument, and he kept the money, and he didn't take you to the prom. And you acknowledge that you kept the $100.
I guess I did.
And then you say that over the course of your relationship, you sold candy for school, and he took your candy money. And about that, Mr. Roberts says, she took me out for dinner, and we went places together.
That's not true.
I'm just telling you what he says. That's his answer. Then you say that he came to your house when you weren't home with a police officer and took a Christmas gift that he had bought you.
That's right.
Which was?
Supposedly it was a stereo. I did buy a stereo, but it was not a gift.
A stereo that was in her house.
A stereo that was at her house.
And you took that and you want the value of that back, or the stereo back.
Yep.
You say it was a Christmas gift.
Yep, it was.
Now, Raymond says that you owed him money for a Sprint bill.
That's not true.
Just telling you what he says. And that he merely was collecting on that. That's what the $100 was for?
Yeah,
as well as the stereo.
The stereo. The stereo was mine. I was taking it back.
And Raymond is counterclaiming. He said because you and your mother sort of overreacted to a little argument you were having and had him arrested for kidnapping you.
He was never arrested.
Shh. And he was forced to defend these charges temporarily, right?
Right.
How old was she when you started to date her, Raymond?
17.
And how old were you?
At the time I was 22.
Not terrible, not terrific. What did she owe you money for?
She owes me money for a Sprint bill for the 2 months.
Now, how is it that you're paying her Sprint bill?
I have 2 phones, and I let her use one of my other phones. And we agreed that...
Just a minute. You got a phone for yourself.
Yes, I've got
And
a
you
phone.
Gave her a phone.
Yes, under my name.
And when did you do that? How long ago?
I think it might have been sometime in October. I might have given her the phone, September, October.
She was 17.
Correct.
And you had an agreement with her.
Yes.
And what was your agreement?
That would split the bill in half. I'd pay my half, she'd pay her half.
That's not right.
So what you're telling me is you had a verbal contract with her.
Correct.
You can't.
Can't.
Right. She's not old enough. She's not old enough to make that contract. She has to be 18 in order to make a contract that's valid and binding. So, Raymond, that's one of the downsides of dating a younger woman.
I'm learning that now.
So she owes you diddly.
Okay.
So let's start with you owe her $100 for the limousine.
Okay.
So $100, Jennifer, is on your side.
Yep.
Now, I don't want to hear about the candy money. I want you to forget the candy money. If you were dumb enough to give him candy money or to spend candy money, I don't want to hear about it. Yes, you want to say something? It sounded like you were winning the candy money.
No, she still has belongings of mine at her house.
I'm not there yet.
Okay.
We are now on the stereo
All right.
that she says was a Christmas present, and you said was just yours.
This is fine.
When did you get the stereo?
Christmas Eve was put in my house, and my mom was actually there. And he actually said to her, you know, this is a Christmas gift. I bought it for her.
And it was in your house starting Christmas time?
Yep.
When did you take it out of the house?
I think it was like March.
So, December to January, January to February, February to March. It was in her house for 3 months.
Correct.
Who do you live with?
My grandparents.
Do you have your own room?
Yes.
You have a stereo?
No.
So if you bought the stereo in December, I assume that that's what the receipt says, that it was purchased in December?
Correct.
What date in December?
The 17th, which she was with me.
If it was purchased in December and you don't have a stereo in your room, why didn't you take it to your house?
I was letting her use it.
Baloney. Let me see the bill. You have the perks of a younger woman, you have to have the plagues of a younger woman. Plague is she's not old enough to make a contract. Okay, so this whole thing cost $189?
Correct.
Where's the stereo now?
At my house.
In your?
In my room.
In your room?
In my room.
Where it would have been from the very beginning if it was bought for you. Now, a couple of other questions just for my own information, sir. What did Jennifer get you for Christmas?
Electric shaver and a couple of shirts.
A couple of shirts?
Yes.
What did you get for Jennifer for Christmas? See what I mean? Got where I'm going?
Yeah.
Raymond? Got where I'm going?
Yes, I do.
Good. So we have $289 on your side, because now Raymond gets it. Right, Raymond?
Yes.
Didn't think fast enough.
Yeah.
Now we're going to get to your counterclaim.
Okay.
You had an argument in the car.
Correct.
What date?
March 5th to be exact.
And the argument was about your being cheap?
If you want to put it that way.
What?
If you want to put it that way.
Well, that's what it was about. You're being cheap. You're mooching off her. I mean, I read the complaint.
No, I wasn't mooching off her. I was just asking her for, you know, simple money for the bill. That's all.
That's what she was complaining. Don't play with paper around me. So you're having the argument in the car.
Correct.
And what happened?
We got in a major argument about money, both the Sprint bill and everything. And she said, oh, I'm not going to pay for the bill. I don't have to pay for the bill. You know, I was like, well, you used the phone. You know, I think you should be responsible for the charge if you're going to use the phone. And she said no, and I says, fine. You want to be that way towards me? I will take the limo money, and I'll use that limo money to cover your part of the bill since you want to pay me the money. And we'll take it from there. It'll be fine. Well, from that point on, she decided to call her mother and say I was threatening her, made a huge big deal out of everything. She said, bring me home, bring me home, bring me home. I said, fine, I'll bring you home. When she told me she wasn't going to pay the bill, when she was on the phone with her mother, I actually called Sprint, and I had the phone shut off right then and there. And I guess that's when her mother panicked and decided to call the state police and the cops, and I had the cops.
That was really stupid of you, Raymond.
Yeah.
Girl is talking to her mother,
yeah.
Right? So her mother knows she's safe, she's well. You pick up your cell phone, and you call Sprint, and you say, cut off the other number?
If that was my phone.
I was...
How can I cut it off?
Listen, don't speak. I'm not talking to you.
All right.
I was not expecting them to shut off right then and there, because I didn't think they could shut off.
What
the
did you
phone
say
with
to
phone
them
service.
to have them shut it off right then and there?
I asked them if they could
curious.
shut off the service, and no, basically you can't have incoming or outgoing calls.
And they said okay?
They said fine. But I didn't think they could do it during a phone call. My mistake.
Well, you found out that they could.
Yeah, I did the hard way.
Tell me what happened. Were you arrested? Were you
No, I
charged with anything?
No, I was not arrested.
Well, then what happened? So
Just
what
the
do you...
embarrassment of a false restraining order because
Okay, so they took out a restraining order against you?
took out a restraining order on me a couple days later.
You have a copy of the allegations that you made in the restraining order? Raymond,
Yes,
you ever been arrested before?
a long time ago.
How long ago?
Maybe 4 or 5 years ago, maybe. Yeah,
Nothing since.
nothing.
You work? You have
Yes, I
a
work.
nice job?
Decent job.
What do you do?
Actually, I'm training to be a manager at McDonald's right now.
So you're working at McDonald's?
Correct.
Okay. You don't look like a bad guy, Raymond. You don't look like you have a bad temper. Does he have a bad temper?
Oh, yes.
Never touched you, did he?
No.
You have a bad temper?
No.
Huh?
No.
She have a bad temper?
She has her moments. she has her moments
Yeah,
that she
When
can
I'm
flip
with
out.
you.
Oh.
Well, either you have
Oh,
a
hey.
temper or you don't have a temper. You understand? Daughter sometimes has a temper?
Yeah.
Sometimes. Do you think you overreacted to this a little bit?
I don't. I was scared if he shut off my cell phone.
Well, see, Raymond, that was your mistake. Do you understand?
Yes.
That was really your mistake. Aside from the fact that when this happened, she was 17. Dating a minor is an issue. I can imagine how her mother felt. She's talking to her daughter. Her daughter's 17-year-old idiot who's in the car, is having a fight about whatever. And all of a sudden, no, don't speak. And all of a sudden, that conversation is interrupted and she can't get back to her daughter. One day you'll have a daughter. You will understand what that must feel like. You understand?
Yes.
The charges were dropped on this protective order?
Yeah. 2 weeks later on the date that we're supposed to, see if it was going to get extended or not, it got dropped.
Right. Because everybody got cooler. Good. Okay. So, Raymond, next time you'll be smarter. Next time, pick on somebody your own age. You'll be much happier. Look at their birth certificate. Make sure that they're 18 or over before you make a contract with them. Understood?
Understood.
Well, you get $289. $100 for the limo, $189 for his Christmas present that he took back. You, on your counterclaim, get nothing but a good lesson. All right? Thank you very much. Two nice people. Move on with your life. Have a happy life.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
He was a very controlling guy, and I just figured put it on national television to see the whole world how controlling he is.
It's okay. It sounds fair. My mistake.
I didn't like him from the beginning because she was only 17.
My mother doesn't know how to stay out of things.
When he wanted her to go somewhere, she had to do it.
She's always trying to tell me what to do.
If he didn't want her to go, she couldn't do it.
Not seeing a 23-year-old again.
I didn't like it.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Sarah Borden versus Taylor Marquez. Step forward, please.
19-year-old barista Devin Serra and her boyfriend, Michael Borden, are suing their former roommates, 20-year-old cashier Angela Marquez and her boyfriend, Gary Taylor, for breaking a lease. Angela says she moved out because she was scared to live with Devin.
The two of you decided to lease an apartment with the two of you.
Yes, ma'am.
Leased the apartment when?
December 11th in 2004.
Moved in when?
That same day.
That was fast. How big an apartment?
It's a 2-bedroom, 2-bath.
You're not married?
No.
You're not married?
No,
You're going to
Honor.
have a baby?
Yes.
Well, wonderful. Everything's well. You're all friends, right?
Yes.
When did you move out?
January 28th, 2005.
Okay, and you want 3 months' rent from them
Yes.
because you're stuck with the lease.
Yeah.
And you also say that when they moved out, they took some property that didn't belong to
Yes,
them.
they did.
You'll tell me about that in a minute. And you say you had to move out because she threatened you, and they both told you to go, and you just went. And you couldn't be stressed out because you're pregnant.
Yes, Your Honor.
How old are you?
20.
How old are you?
I'm 20, Your Honor.
Do you have a job?
Yes, ma'am.
What do you work at?
I'm a firefighter.
And you?
Cashier.
Two 20-year-olds having a baby? That would make me nervous.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
She grabs the salt and the pepper, she throws it against the wall. She comes after me, in my face, picking up her hands like she was gonna come after me and hit me.
Oy, 20 years old and you're having a child.
Yeah, tell me about it.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Devin Sarah and her boyfriend Michael Borden claim former roommates Angela Marquez and her boyfriend Gary Taylor owe for breaking a lease.
Okay. Are you still living in the apartment?
Yes, we are.
Do you have new roommates?
Not yet.
How much is the rent?
$865 a month.
What do you do for a living?
I'm a barista.
A what?
A barista.
What's a barista?
I work at Starbucks. Cashier, make drinks.
Yeah, they make burritos, I think.
No, barista. No, really, seriously.
A
what's
barista, yeah.
Is that what it's called, a barista?
Yes.
So you work at Starbucks full-time?
Part-time.
What else do you do?
I'm a student.
How much do you make from working as a barista?
I make $7.20 an hour.
How much do you take home every week?
Every 2 weeks, I make about $200.
And that's what you support yourself on?
Myself, yeah.
And what about you?
Seasonal firefighter.
Seasonal firefighter.
Seasonal firefighter.
What does that mean?
Work with the Forest Service, so wildland firefighting, just with the summer.
What do you do the rest of the time?
Right now, I'm working as an athletic trainer. At the
You
high
train people individually or what?
It's with the high school.
How much do you make?
It's $12.66 an hour, and I bring home about $2,000, a little over $2,000 a month.
Okay, so you can afford the rent.
Yes.
Great. You're going to stay in this apartment?
Yes.
Why don't you sign off on the lease?
We did, Your Honor. We tried.
No, you either did or you tried.
We did.
You did sign off
yes.
on the lease.
My fiance has
Let me
gone to the manager's office and asked for a release form. And we showed it to them, and they said they weren't going to sign us off if we didn't pay the February rent.
You left there because of your own safety, is that right?
Yes.
You had security deposit.
Yes, Your Honor.
How much security deposit did you put down?
$250.
That's for both of you, was the security deposit?
It was actually $450, but in half, it was about $225 each on deposit from each couple.
From each couple?
From each couple.
Okay. You moved out January 28th. Why shouldn't you be responsible for February's rent? They certainly couldn't find somebody else in 2 days to rent the apartment.
Because January, I would say the 21st, on January is a Sunday. I had like the last straw with them. I was like in a mood that I couldn't talk to them. I didn't want to just go out there and say stuff. And so finally I told Mike if we could talk. And he said, sure, meet us for dinner here at the house and we'll talk. So we talked about it. We sat there. I went first and I told her how I felt and everybody. Then she went and she said how she felt and whatnot. Well, all of a sudden, she went crazy. She went out of this world. She pulled out of her chair. She started screaming and saying, I'm not happy that you're pregnant. It's not fair that you're pregnant. I had an abortion. I did this and this and this and that. And she said, it's my fault that I brought you together and you're pregnant. You're going to suffer and you're this and that. And then she just pulls out of her chair. She grabs the salt and the pepper. She throws it against the wall. She goes back to her room screaming and just going crazy. She comes back out of her room throwing stuff, just hitting walls and whatnot. She comes after me. Like she was this close from me, in my face, picking up her hands like she was going to come after me and hit me. Then
What was she saying to you?
Saying that she couldn't take it anymore. She didn't like living with me and Gary, that she hated the fact that I was pregnant, and she had to see me happy. She didn't want to see me happy. And I was like, okay, don't you want to see me happy?
Oy, 20 years old and you're having a child.
Yeah, tell me about it.
Now, why were you upset?
We were all upset.
I assume you were all upset.
Yeah.
Good. I don't want to be upset.
Yeah.
I don't want you to be upset. Where are you living now?
We're living somewhere else now, in another apartment.
They signed off on the lease on January 25th.
That was the date I got the papers, and
Yeah.
that was the day I wanted all of us to get the signatures so we can get off the lease.
Did you or did you not sign off on the lease?
We
did.
signed it, and they had to sign it. The manager told us, we cannot get you off the lease unless they sign you off because they're still staying there.
Fine. Court will draft an order 5 days from today. Do you all live in the same town?
Yes.
ma'am.
You're all going to meet in the landlord's office, 9 a.m. Sign the release form. Do you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
Yes, Your Honor.
I am going to award you their share of February's rent because they had an obligation to pay at least 1 month's rent for you to spend that month looking for a new roommate if that's what you wanted to do. I think that that's fair, don't you?
Yes, Your Honor.
When you sign off on the lease, you will also get a check for $250 for your security deposit. Do you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
Yes, Your Honor.
If you don't go there 5 days from today, I'm giving the plaintiffs the right to come back and ask for a judgment for the remainder of the lease, and they will take it out of your pay. Do you understand?
Yes,
Yes,
Your
Your
Honor.
Honor.
Do you understand the order?
Yes.
Good. Now, let's get to what property you say they took when they moved out.
When they were moved out, they took a lot of belongings and stuff.
Oh,
when they moved
sure, a
out.
lot of belongings doesn't help me, madam.
They took food, they took
I don't
cleaning
care.
supplies.
Are you kidding me or what? Other than food and cleaning supplies.
That's all they took.
I hope you've replaced them. You don't want the food back, do you?
No.
Good. Okay, you understand the order?
Yes, Your Honor.
That's all.
Parties are excused. You may step out. Parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated. Have a seat, please.
Miss Davis, Mr. Dorval, he used to be your boyfriend. He's not your boyfriend anymore. I think you lived together for a period of time as well. According to your complaint, he owes you for a whole bunch of things, a whole menu. He owes you for having him arrested falsely, causing you to have to post bail. You spent time in jail. He damaged your car, and he had a temper tantrum that he has some of your property, that you lost money when you were incarcerated. You want him to pay all that stuff. Mr. Dorval says that you brought all this on yourself, that you did, in fact, assault him. He called the police. You were arrested. You brought that on by yourself. In addition to that, he wants damages for the assault. He wants damage for the emotional pain that he suffered as a result of you slapping him in the face and his glasses that you broke.
That's correct, ma'am.
Okay. Who are these people?
This is my sister and my brother. They were there when I supposedly slapped him.
Okay. How long did you live together?
As soon as I turned 18, so about a year.
And where had you been living?
At my parents' house.
When did you have the argument?
The one where I slapped him, that one, or?
The one where let's start with the one where you slapped him.
The one where you slapped
where
him,
I supposedly slapped him. Okay, I broke up with him on the 5th.
5th of what?
Of January, the beginning of this year.
Okay.
And he drove my car off a cliff. And he told me to get out of the car or else he'd throw my stuff over the side of the road.
You were in a car when you broke up with him?
Yes. He then asked me, so does this mean it's over? I said yes. He said, well, watch this then. He drove my car off the side of the road, and a tow truck had to come and get it. But I did not want to talk to him, so I walked down the street, and I had to hitchhike my way back to the house. And then on the 14th
of what?
She took my car, and she went back to my house.
That's the 5th. That's when you broke up with him?
That was when I broke up with him. On January 14th is when he said that I slapped him. January 14th, I was at the gym working out with my sister. He came to the gym and asked me to go out there. I went outside and talked to him, and he wanted to have a CD player back that I bought him for Christmas. And it was in my car that I have, because that's the car that I was letting him drive. So he wanted $250.
What happened to the car that went off the road?
No, there was no damage to it. But that's the car that went off the road. And the CD player was in that car. He wanted $250 for it, so I went to my house. I decided to just give him the money so he would leave me alone. And my sister and my brother were there, and they saw that I did not touch him at all. I didn't even argue with him. I gave him the money and some DVDs that he wanted. About 20 minutes later, I had the cops at my house asking me questions, and they arrested me. I was in jail for about 9.5 hours.
Well, what property do you think that he has that belongs to you?
On the 21st...
Of what?
of January. They served him the restraining order that I got against him.
So you got a restraining order against him for what?
Because he has hit me before and I was afraid.
Well, when is before? So far, between the 5th of January and the 21st of January, I haven't heard of when he...
I have it right here on paper.
Can I see it?
This is the restraining... Oh, sorry. This is the restraining order that was served to me. My bad.
Thank you.
Yeah. That's her words of what went on in our relationship. May I say something?
Shh.
All right.
You didn't tell me that between the 5th, when this thing happened, when he drove your car off the road, and the 14th, that you went to the beach with him.
He asked...
What do you mean, you went to the beach with him, we stopped at a 7-Eleven, and Josh fell down and started shaking. He broke his glasses and watch when he fell down. Somebody called 911 and an ambulance came and took him to the hospital. Is that what happened, Josh?
No.
Look at me. Did you go to the hospital on the 10th of January? Very easy to check.
No.
You did not?
No.
Did an ambulance come for you?
And on which day? No, which day of the month?
Let's try between January 5th and January 14th. Did an ambulance pick you up?
Yes, with her. She was with me that day, yeah.
Uncross your hands. Well, tell me under what circumstances the ambulance came to get you.
Apparently I don't know what happened, but I guess I passed out and I went to the hospital.
Oh, well, she says it happened on the 10th. So why did you say no?
It may have been the 10th. I'm not sure exactly what day
So then
it was.
my question is, why did you say no?
I wasn't sure what day you were talking about.
Then you say, I'm not sure of the date. You don't say...
Yes, that happened, but that's not when my glasses broke at all.
Okay.
And she did agree to go to the beach with me that day after she said she broke up with me and everything. And
I see.
And it says in May 2004 that I assaulted her, and she always came back.
Try to be quiet.
All right.
Until I ask you a question. Miss Davis, this is your sister?
Yeah, it is.
You were at your boyfriend's house on the 14th. You weren't at your house on the 14th.
Yeah,
Actually, nothing. Actually, your sister says here in a sworn statement that you didn't see anything that happened between the two of them on the 14th because you went home with her and went to your boyfriend's house across the street. She was inside with your father. And your brother? Is that what you say?
Yes, my brother was standing at the door watching everything.
But your sister wasn't there. According to you, she went inside to her boyfriend's house across the street.
She was standing across the street. We both have screen doors.
Yeah.
She was standing across the street.
Listen to me. That's baloney. You got to get your story straight.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
I've never touched him.
Is that why you went to the beach with me on the 10th?
Listen! What part of keep your mouth shut unless I ask you a question don't you understand?
And later today.
She was very angry, and she said that this was a scam and that she just didn't think her dog would do anything like that, and that she knew the friendship was at stake, but that she wasn't going to let me scam her.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Brandy Davis says ex-boyfriend Joshua Dorval had her arrested for slapping him in the face. She's also suing for the return of her belongings and for damage to her car.
What happened with this request for a protective order?
I didn't go to the hearing, but apparently
Why
it's in
not?
effect for a year.
Well, that was pretty dumb of you.
A restraining order is to keep somebody away. If I don't want to see her anyways, then it's not really that much of a problem.
Oh, sure there is, sir. Because when you make a request for a protective order, there's nothing that the courts can do other than issue the protective order. But if there is a protective order, and if somehow they find that you violate it, let's say you inadvertently go into a store and she's there and she feels as if you are following her. She calls the police and says he's violated this order because he's come within 50 feet of me. Then they pick you up, and that's contempt. So a protective order does have its consequences, so that was pretty dumb of you not to go to court and to just let it ride. Do you have a very busy practice? Do you have a very busy schedule? You have a job that works you 18 hours a day, something that precluded you perhaps from going to court?
No, but I figured that they would put it in effect anyways, even if I was there or not, just by the statement she made to them.
That's not necessarily true, sir. I haven't heard that explanation for failing to go to court. Ridiculous. Tell me about what happened, sir, on the 14th.
Brandy called me and asked me to come down and pick up the rest of my things from her house so she wouldn't have to talk to me anymore or see me. Like she said, she was at the gym with her sister. I went to the gym. She came outside with me and talked. She went back in and got her sister. They got in her sister's truck, and I followed them to the house. She told me to follow them. I parked outside. She told me to wait in her front yard. She went in the house, got the DVDs, got the $250 that she was giving me back. Once I got the DVDs, I asked her, there was more movies of mine that she didn't bring out, and I was asking her where they were, and we got into an argument. I told her to F off, and I went to walk away, and that's when she hit me across the face and broke my glasses right here. Busted the screw right off of them, and they skidded across the concrete and scratched both lenses up. I got in my car, drove away, and I called the police like 5 minutes later. And they don't take people to jail for nothing.
What hospital were you taken to for your injuries?
I did not go to the hospital.
What doctor did you see for your injuries?
I didn't see a doctor. She's a woman. She got bailed out, and the DA apparently said there wasn't enough cause, or they dropped the charges from what I understand.
Your
But
Honor?
she still went to jail.
The story he told you is not true. I didn't call him. He was calling me 20 to 30 times every day after I broke up with him. I've never touched him.
Is that why
His
you went to the beach
glasses-
with me on the 10th?
Listen! What part of keep your mouth shut unless I ask you a question don't you understand?
I understand now.
His glasses broke when he had a seizure at the beach.
Why'd you go to the beach with him for?
I told him that I could try to be his friend, and that was about it. I told him there was not going to be anything else but
Why
that.
would you want to go to the beach with somebody, to try to be a friend with somebody who clearly is not playing with a full deck? Who's
don't know.
calling you 20 or 30 times a day?
I don't know.
I don't know either. Not very smart.
No, it was not.
Okay, step up. You are the brother.
Yes.
You were at the house on the 14th?
Yes, I was.
Did your sister and Mr. Duval have an argument?
It wasn't really an argument. They called saying they were coming home from working out, and they walked up onto the grass where he says, "Give me some of my DVDs." So she comes inside, gets the money, gets the DVDs, goes out. She has her hands like this ever since once she gave them the DVDs. Then she walked away, and he's like, "Brandy, wait, I want more DVDs. Let me go inside and see to get more DVDs." And she's like, "No, leave me alone. Get out of my life." Then that's when she walked in the house, and he just stood there. Then he walked away. She did not once lift her hand to hit him.
Judge Judy continues in a moment. And later today,
You were bending down and she was jumping up.
Well, it was a freaky accident. We were in the same place.
That's right. It was a freaky
accident.
real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Brandy Davis says ex-boyfriend Joshua Dorval had her arrested for slapping him in the face. She's also suing for the return of her belongings and for damage to her car.
I don't understand why you called the police. I don't.
No, I heard you.
I don't understand, sir.
Because
why
if I
you
would have
called
done
the
that to
police.
her, I guarantee she would have called the police.
Listen to me. So, this is someone that you shared an intimate relationship with for a year. And what you're telling me is she, according to you, she slapped you.
Oh, that's not the
Now
first
listen to
time.
me. According to you, on this day when she said, I don't want to see you anymore, here's $250, I want you out of my life, here are your DVDs, I don't want to see you anymore, here's money, go, get lost, have a happy life. And according to you, things then get angry, she slaps you, and you leave. And you decide that you are injured enough to pick up the phone and call the police to have her arrested. Is that what you're telling me?
Yes. Because what she did was against the law.
Good. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $2,500. That's all. On your counterclaim, it's dismissed. That's all. Step out.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
I thought it was great. I don't think he deserves any money or anything. Everything he did was wrong.
She's mad. I don't know. She's an angry woman.
I was scared of him. I didn't ever want to be with him again.
She's just blowing everything up, trying to make me look bad, I guess.
He robbed me yesterday. He went into the mall and stole my purse and ran away.
We're both acting silly, I guess.
I am afraid he might come back to me, but I hope I have an end to it.
If it was meant to be, I wouldn't be on Judge Judy right now.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Mosley versus Gray. Step forward, please.
Marketing director Patricia Mosley is suing her former friend, nail technician Shar Gray, for the cost to fix a broken tooth. Patricia says Shar's Boston Terrier, Molly, headbutted her.
Miss Mosley, according to your claim, the defendant's dog, I assume that little dog over there, broke your tooth. You want her to compensate you for your dental bills.
Yes.
And then some. Ms. Gray filed an answer. I read the answer very thoroughly. And Bottom line is, she thinks you're full of baloney.
Yes.
How do you know her?
I've known Shar for about 10 years. She's done my nails the majority of that time. I've known her quite well. We've shared our lives.
And you have your nails done at her home?
Yes.
So the incident that involved her dog happened at her home?
Yes.
Well, tell me when that happened.
The 18th of October.
And you've been to her home before?
Yes.
And her dog is there? And you've played with the dog?
Her dog and I are friends.
So what happened when you arrived?
She was doing another client, and the three of us were sitting there talking and joking, and Molly was bouncing around. And
that's Molly?
That's Molly. And I got up to go wash my hands to get ready for Shar to do my nails, and I was sitting on a small, low bench, and as I leaned over to get up, Molly came up at the same time into my face, and the top of her head hit the front of my tooth. And I felt and heard it snap, and I knew instantly what had happened, and I got up and did go into the bathroom and looked at my tooth. And
is this a natural tooth?
It is a natural tooth under a crown.
Which tooth?
It is the left front.
So that you could see the crown crack when you looked at your at your mouth?
Yes, I could see and feel it.
So what happened when you came out of the bathroom?
So I said to Shar, can we reschedule this appointment? I've got another appointment, and I'll leave, and we'll just reschedule.
Why didn't you tell her that the dog had hit you in the mouth?
Because she had a client sitting there. I was just upset because I knew that tooth was coming out any minute. I just wanted to get out of there.
When the dog hit you in the mouth, did you cry out?
I said at the time.
Now, I'm asking you, did you cry out? I mean, there are other people.
I didn't scream, no.
Well, that's a great deal of force that it would take to crack a porcelain crown that is around metal.
That's true.
And your tooth.
Well, it wasn't around metal. It was a porcelain crown, but it was around my natural tooth, which had been ground to a perfection to hold the tooth.
I'm the daughter of a dentist. I understand exactly what it is. But that's a great deal of pressure that it takes.
Yes, but I was going down and Molly was coming up at the same time.
Right. So one might assume that you hit Molly.
Well, we were in the same place at the same time.
Right. You were bending down and she was jumping up.
Well, it was a freaky accident. We were in the same place at the same time.
That's right. It was a freaky
accident.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
You were bending down. Molly was doing what dogs do, which is jumping around. And according to your own testimony, Miss Mosley, you just said to me it was a freaky accident. So I want to know is why do you think that that entitles you to sue?
Because I felt like under the circumstances that Shar and I could have reached an agreement as to how to handle it. When she called me the morning on my way to the dentist and I told her about it, she was really annoyed, and I said, I'll call you back after I go to the dentist so I know exactly what I'm dealing with. And then when I called her back, she'd had time, I guess, to mull the situation over. She was very angry, and she said that this was a scam and that she just didn't think her dog would do anything like that, and that she knew the friendship was at stake, but that she wasn't going to let me scam her.
Miss Mosley, what would your position have been if you bent down at the time Molly jumped up and you broke Molly's tooth?
I would have been very concerned.
Would you have paid for the vet bill?
In all probability, I certainly would have participated in it.
I'm not sure. Because I think what you believe is because it happened in her home and because this is her dog, she's responsible. It's an accident, Miss Mosley. Not every accident requires a jurisprudential intervention. Whether or not the tooth that is cracked, the crown that's cracked, would have had to be replaced anyway because the force that you're talking about is a great deal of force, and certainly the defendant, according to you, didn't know that you had been injured that day. Is that right?
Right.
Because there were three of you, at least. You, your other client, and you. Nobody heard you scream out. Nobody heard you cry out. You didn't come out of the bathroom. You didn't ask for a piece of ice. Nothing. You left.
I wanted to get out of there before my tooth came out.
Listen, that's very easy to say. It's as easy to say, my mouth was just hurt by your dog, I think I'm losing my tooth, than it is to say, could we please reschedule my appointment? I have another appointment. Takes the same amount of time.
Well, my hindsight was probably 20/20.
Well, hindsight is 20/20. Accidents happen. Pay for your own tooth. Case is dismissed. That's all.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
5:32 on the calendar in the matter of Rebetta versus Griffin. Parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated. Have a seat, please.
Miss Rebetta, the defendant was your landlord.
Yes.
How long had you lived in an apartment that he owned?
I lived there from October the 10th to February the 12th or the 13th. I'm not sure about that.
What date did Mr. Griffin tell you you had to move?
Like maybe the last week of January, that last Sunday.
About 2 weeks before.
Yes, that'll be good.
And it is your claim that he evicted you because you had declined his sexual advances.
Yes,
that
that's
he
correct.
was sexually harassing you.
Yes, that's correct.
Forced you to move.
Yes.
And kept some of your food and property. when
Yes, that's correct.
you moved. Mr. Griffin says that is certainly not true. Those allegations are in retaliation for his telling you you had to move. And he told you you had to move because your fiancé moved in with you. Your fiancé was a paroled sex offender. He received complaints from other neighbors because the police sent flyers around indicating that your fiancé was now living with you. And he did tell you that you had to move, that he neither harassed you in any way, nor did he take any of your property. Now, did you have a lease with Mr. Griffin?
No, ma'am, we did not have a lease.
Is there any reason why you didn't have a lease?
Well, we didn't have a lease because he just said that, you know, we didn't need a lease.
So you were a month-to-month tenant, which means you can move out at any time. You have no responsibility beyond the month's tenancy. And he can tell you to leave as long as he gives you a certain amount of time to leave.
Okay.
Right? Do you understand that?
Yes, ma'am, I do understand that.
Okay, good.
But my thing was when we first moved there, I paid Mr. Griffin $1,050 for 3 months. And everything was okay.
So the $1,050 was for 3 months' rent?
Yes, yes.
Is that right, sir?
That's correct.
Okay. So you're paying $350 a month?
Yes.
So you're paid up until January, and you lived there during the month of January?
Yes, we did.
Okay. February, you did not pay rent?
No, we didn't pay rent because he started with the harassment where he was going to call the police on my fiance just to get me out, because the thing was he was upset with me because, like I said, even though he wants to deny it, I know what the truth is. He sat there and he would harass me. He would come into the apartment. First of all, he would come in all the time without letting me know. Just come in. I got to fix something, and nothing would never get fixed. Secondly, when he, around Christmas time is when the harassment really started, because we were in contact a lot, because I stayed in the back house and he stayed in the front, and I was getting packages, for Christmas things or whatever. And when he would bring me my Christmas packages, he would, say things like, "Baby, you sure look good, too bad you gay." Or he would say things like, "I'd take you away from your man and make you mine." And I just couldn't understand, this older gentleman coming at me like this when I've never, been out of line with him. I've never disrespected the guy or anything. He just would come on to me like this, telling me about his sex life. I don't want to know that. I have a fiance.
Well, tell me what he said to you about his sex life.
That he's, well, I'm not going to curse, but he would say that, yeah, I got a 21-year-old that I'm still F you, And I'm like, so? That's not my business, and I never once.
So he was telling you about another girlfriend?
Yeah, no, not really girlfriends. He would call them his, or whatever. You know what I mean?
Not whatever. What did he say?
He would say his, yeah, I got it, But that's irrelevant because, like I said, that's not my place. I don't care what you have. All I'm doing is here paying my rent.
Let's get on with it. What else?
Basically, that was, that sexual harassment, and then coming to my house, coming in and out whenever he wanted to.
You want to say something to me?
Nothing she says is true. Not anything.
I'm not impressed with anything she said.
Well, I'm not trying to.
I'm not impressed with anything she said.
I'm not trying to impress you. I'm just telling you the truth.
If I believed what you said, that's not sexual harassment. I want to steal you away from your boyfriend. Probably wishes he could.
Yeah, but I mean,
now listen to me. How old are you?
34.
I guarantee you've heard in your lifetime a lot worse. My dear, A lot worse.
Yeah, but not
a
from
lot worse,
nobody.
and you haven't gone to court about it.
No, I haven't
Good.
because, okay, excuse me. Now, back to my property, my things coming up missing. I don't think that's right. I never went in his house and took anything. I never,
Well, what's
moved in.
missing and what makes you think he took it?
Because he moved his daughter into our place when my stuff was still there.
When?
February, around February
February what?
1st. February 1st.
No, he couldn't have moved your daughter in. Listen
Yes.
to me.
Okay.
Listen to me. He couldn't have moved anybody in there because you swore to me not more than 5 minutes ago that you didn't leave until February 12th or 13th.
Excuse me. It is another room in the in where I occupy, and he did move his daughter in there, and she began to threaten me. That's why I'm saying the harassment came in at like.
That has nothing to do with him. If somebody else is harassing you, that has
no,
nothing to do with
but
him.
I mean, it was. Yes, it is. It does have a lot to do with him because he's the one who told his daughter to harass me, and he even called his other daughter to come in and throw my stuff out in the rain. And if that's not harassment, I don't know what is.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
This is not the great American giveaway, madam. That's not what courts are all about. If you have a legitimate case of sexual harassment, you file it. This amounts to nonsense.
And later today,
Did you buy another vehicle?
We purchased another vehicle,
Who's we?
My husband and I.
Miss Dodd, that's not fair.
real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Kimberly Rebetter says her former landlord, Robert Griffin, evicted her after she turned down his sexual advances.
Did you pay rent for February?
No, I did not pay
You had
rent
no
for
right
February.
to be there after February 1st if you didn't pay rent.
My rent wasn't up until February 10th.
Good. Then you had no right to be there until at February 11th, 12th, or 13th. You were still there. You had no right to be there. You don't pay rent, you're a squatter. He can take your stuff, he can throw it in the sewer. I don't know what gives people the right to think that they can live in a premises and not pay rent.
No, I never said that. But
Good.
I mean, once the man was threatening me and
I didn't hear any
going through all
threats. Now I hear threats. What kind of threats? You didn't tell me any threats before. That he wants to take you away from your boyfriend?
No, I'm not talking. I'm talking about the threats with his daughters.
I don't care about the daughters. Talking about that's the defendant. That's the one standing here. This is not the great American giveaway, madam. That's not what courts are all about. If you have a legitimate case of sexual harassment, you file it. This amounts to nonsense. You didn't pay rent. He told you to move. You didn't have a lease. He gave you notice, the same kind of notice that you could give him if you found another place that you wanted to go to, right? Had no lease. That's what happened. You're 34 years old. You know what a lease is? You know what a lease is not. Have you ever signed a lease on an apartment?
Yes.
Have you stayed there for the full term of the lease?
Yes.
You know what would happen to you if you left before the lease was up?
Yeah.
What would happen?
You'd get in trouble.
Well, they could sue you because you have a contract.
Okay.
You don't have a contract with him. He doesn't have to allow you to stay in his house. If he had any problem with your fiancé and with other people complaining about your fiancé, he has the right.
But that's not the truth. See, wasn't nobody complaining about my fiancé.
How do you know that?
Because I lived on the same street. We lived there. Did nobody ever complain about my fiancé? Nobody even
Can I see a
knew.
copy of the notice that was sent out by the police, please?
This is one of the latest notices. That's one of the latest one. This is the notice by the police. This is
Okay, this is a registered sex offender advisory. You are Dwayne Cedric Edwards, is that you? Okay, and you got this notice?
Yes, ma'am.
Or somebody gave it to you?
They put them out all in the neighborhood.
This is why he says.
And that's not the truth. That's not
It
the
may
truth.
be,
though.
it may not be. I don't find your testimony credible that the reason he evicted you was because he made sexual advances to you that while your boyfriend was living with you, that you rebuffed. This was causing him difficulty.
But that's
you were
not
causing
the
him
truth.
difficulty. You did not pay February's rent. When you got what you bargained for, goodbye, good luck, and have a happy life.
Parties are excused. You may step out. Sir.
When she called me, she was sleeping in a car on 55th Street. She didn't have no place to stay.
Mr. Mack is a liar, and he know that the reason why he put us out, he know why. It ain't had nothing to do with Dwayne.
I never even looked at that girl. He kept her locked up in the room so tight, I didn't even know she was there half the time.
He's standing his old butt over there smirking, and he need to be socked upside his head somewhere.
I had 3 people complaining about the things he was doing, knocking on doors, peeping in the bathroom.
He a jerk. He just a jerk. He a old jerk.
After all this commotion coming about him peeping in doorways and doing things I won't say on TV. Standing in front of the bathroom and doing, I won't say that. I had to get him out of there.
God don't like ugly, that's all I'm gonna say.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Escobedo versus Dodd, step forward, please.
Administrative assistant Lisa Escobedo is suing her former friend, social worker Mary Dodd, for loans to buy a truck and to hire an attorney. Mary claims she paid Lisa back.
Miss Escobedo, you and Miss Dodd used to be very good friends.
Yes,
Your lawsuit has two parts to it. First, you say that you took out a loan for a truck that was her truck.
Correct.
She didn't have good credit. The arrangement was she would make the payments faithfully, and as soon as the payments were completed, the title, etc., would be turned over to her. And that was a couple of years ago.
Yes.
She did make the payments faithfully until just recently.
Correct.
And then she stopped making payments on the truck. You repossessed the truck, and now you want her to pay what is the balance owed on the truck.
Not entirely, I mean, because it's $12,000 and it's only small claims court, but actually that's the debt that I was left with, absolutely.
The second part of your lawsuit claims a loan to her for an attorney.
Correct.
And Ms. Dodd says with regard to that part of the loan, she does acknowledge that there was a loan.
Yes,
and she said that she faithfully paid you, I think, $100 a month.
Yeah, $100.
Which I assume you're going to be able to demonstrate to me.
Yes, Your Honor, I have checks.
And that the loan is paid off.
Yes.
So let's deal with the easy part first. Let's deal with the loan for an attorney. When did you make that loan?
April 2nd of 2003.
And how much was that loan?
$1,195.64.
Okay, so I want to see from you checks in the amount of $1,195.64 for the attorney.
There was actually one check that wasn't faxed to me from the bank.
Are these in order?
You know what? I think I did put them in order, but I think there's one or two missing in that pile.
Well, there are several months missing. You have $1,000 in payments.
That's pretty accurate as to what I thought I'd owed her, being that I stopped paying, the last payment was in August, and I thought we were done at that time, and nothing is said until I get served this that I still owe her. And several months goes by, and she hasn't...
Well, let me ask you this question, Ms. Dodd. Let's say on the attorney's fees alone, you owe a couple of $100.
Okay.
All right? Now, let's deal with the truck. What was the total purchase price of the truck?
I don't know the exact amount. I know what's owed.
How much was the truck?
It was approximately almost $10,000.
And how much is the loan?
Your Honor, I'm just telling you, I just paid $5,000 on it, and there's still $7,000 owed. So it was not $10,000 when she bought it.
That was the purchase price, but with the interest, it makes the price. It doesn't seem like it ever goes down.
Well, why are you sticking her with that obligation?
It's not that I'm sticking her with that
Yes,
obligation.
you are. You are.
Back in November, when I was released from work, I made the payment in November faithfully with what was my final check. In December, well, I had found out I was pregnant and taken off permanently for work, and then I decided to go on disability. I tried to make
Did you buy another vehicle?
We purchased another vehicle, yes.
Who's we?
My husband and I.
Well,
But that
how
was
could you,
done...
just a second. How could you purchase another vehicle?
That was done before all of this even happened.
You're paying on another vehicle unless you
That was
paid
my
for...
responsibility. Yes, it was. I paid on that vehicle. We purchased another vehicle because my husband has a job, and he purchased another vehicle prior to all of this happening.
Miss Dodd, that's not fair.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Lisa Escobedo says former friend Mary Dodd owes for loans to buy a truck and to hire an attorney.
Now, what's not fair is you assumed another responsibility, you and your husband, knowing that you had a prior responsibility to her to pay for this older truck. What year vehicle did you purchase?
2004 Excursion.
So you purchased a brand new car, and what were your payments on the brand new car?
His payments are...
What are the payments?
His payments are $673.
What do you mean his payments? You don't live together?
Yeah, we live together. But
all right, $673. And what were your payments on this car?
$366. But I had no intention to give up the white truck. I intended to keep it, hopefully give it to my son when he finished high school. There was no intention to just say, here, I bought a new truck, I'm giving you this one back. That's not what I was going to do.
What did she say to you?
She called me the day they purchased the truck and told me she needed the account number or my social security number because they were going to trade the truck in. Then the next day she called me and said that they bought the truck anyways.
Just a second, they were going to trade the truck in.
Correct, but and then the next day she said they didn't trade it in. They purchased the truck, the Excursion, but they didn't trade it in because they only wanted to give her $4,000 on a trade-in because it's a hunk of junk now. And that, so they didn't want it, and they were still $12,000 owed. So they went and bought the truck anyways. Now they had, and when I asked her what she was going to do with the truck, the white truck, she said, we're going to have to make the payments on both. We don't have a choice.
And did she make payments on both the next month?
No.
I made the payment in November for that truck, and I paid the registration on that truck with the intent to keep the truck. Yeah, I did want to try to see if I could trade it in because I have a little car at home. But when they said no, well, you know, I wanted to get her name off of everything in title with me.
Why didn't you do that?
They wouldn't give me what the truck was worth, and I thought, okay, I'll keep it. Why not? That's what my intention was.
So?
So I did. And I made the payment faithfully in November. I paid the registration on it.
And what happened in December?
I found out at the end of November that I was not going to be returning to work, and I had no income to pay. And I even attempted to sell it, and she wouldn't let me. She said she just couldn't do that right now because it was going to be taken over by a family member she knows that's very responsible. And you know, he would put it in his name, but to give him a couple weeks. And so she did, and I understand that. That was fine. I don't have a problem with that.
You're making a whole lot of double talk from you. Bottom line is, you didn't pay it. It's not her fault you got pregnant. It's not her fault you went on disability. It's not her fault that you and your husband decided to buy a more expensive new truck. It's not her fault. It's your fault. Stop making all of these sounds which suggests that somebody held you down when you became pregnant, that somebody held your hand to a piece of paper or his hand to a piece of paper when you bought a brand new Excursion truck. It's not somebody else's responsibility. It's yours.
My intentions were to keep the truck.
You could keep it, but you didn't pay for it in December.
Well, that's when everything took a turn. I was intending
Just a second, what
work.
Kind of turn?
I was intending to go back to work. In the end of January, I lost my baby, and a week later, I lost my mother. I wasn't ready to go back to work.
Is there just a second? Is it her fault you lost your baby?
No, it's not.
Is it her fault you lost your mother?
Not, but I can't.
Then why didn't you pay for the truck? Did you pay for the Excursion?
He pays for his Excursion.
You do live together, don't you?
Yeah, but he is entitled to own a vehicle as well.
She don't want to be a friend anymore.
Exactly.
It's a very good. It's a very good thing
exactly
because
what she said to me.
Because she lacks reasonable moral fiber.
You're absolutely right, Your Honor.
She lacks a sense of duty and responsibility and what's right and what's wrong. Get out your address book. Erase her name.
Please do
Judgment for the plaintiff for the amount of $5,000. That's all.
Parties are been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated. Ladies, have a seat, please.
Miss Fauch, this young man is your son. How old are you?
24.
According to what I read in your complaint, he was a little bit of trouble growing up, but then according to you, seemed to, in the last couple of years, straightened up.
Right.
He got a job. He was living on his own, taking care of his own bills. When he came to you and asked if he could borrow some money for a car, you decided that since he seemed to be doing the right thing, you would lend him the money.
Right.
When did he call you and ask you if you could lend him some money?
12th of October is when I took out the loan. He called, asked if I would help him.
What did he say?
Mom, my girlfriend's dad came and got the truck I had. I don't have a vehicle to get to work. Would you please help me get a car? For the first time, I said yes, even when my husband said no.
Mom, would you help me get a car? So what did you do?
I told him I would call the bank, get a loan. I went down, picked him up, took him down to the car lot, wrote a check for $2,000.
And?
He took the car, title went in his name, and now he doesn't want to pay the payments. And
Well,
I've been making them.
Talk to me about the payments. So far, I haven't heard anything about him agreeing for the payments.
I told him I would borrow him $2,000. You pay me back at $250 a month for 8 months, and it would be paid.
And what did he say?
I will. He agreed to pay the money
Where was
back.
he working at the time?
He works putting in fireplaces.
You work for a company?
Yes.
You get paid by the week?
Yes.
What do you get paid?
Approximately $400 a week.
Is that what you take home?
Yes.
So it wouldn't have been any trouble to pay back the $250 a month.
It wouldn't have been any trouble if that was the case.
Okay. Is this your girlfriend?
Yes.
Her father had allowed you to use one of his vehicles?
He co-signed for a loan on a pickup, and we split up. And he took the pickup.
Who split up? You?
Me and Kara.
Whose name was the truck in?
Mine and her dad's. He was first signer on the title, so he had the right to take it from me whenever he wanted.
Well, had you been making the payments on it?
Yes.
All the payments?
Yes.
Even after you broke up?
No. Once he took the truck from me, I quit making payments.
But before that, you were making the payments?
Yes.
Are you back together again with the girlfriend?
Yes.
What about the truck?
I still don't have it.
Do you talk to the father?
No.
Do you talk to your father?
Yes.
Why did he take the truck back?
There was the full...
Tell me your name.
Kara Nelson.
Why did your father take the truck back?
There was a lien on the truck, so there was supposed to be full coverage insurance on it, and it got dropped to liability.
Who dropped it?
I did.
Why?
I didn't figure I needed it.
Well, if there's a lien on it, then you have to have it.
I didn't know. I'd never had a vehicle in my name before that had a lien on it.
Well, did somebody discuss it with you after you said you dropped it?
No. He just came and took it after I dropped it. No one said nothing.
Mm-hmm. And how long had you had the truck?
Approximately 5-6 months.
And what prompted you, after 6 months, to drop the expensive part of the coverage?
Because it was expensive. It was a little more than I could afford.
And you didn't discuss that with anybody?
No.
Don't you think you should have?
Yes.
So that was a mistake?
Yes.
So now you understand why you took the truck back, because you
Yes.
did something that was irresponsible.
Yes.
Now, you called your mother, and what did you say to her?
I explained to her that my truck had been taken, and she volunteered to help me buy a car.
Well, what did she say to you?
I'll give you $2,000. That's all I can afford.
I didn't say I...
And I went. I found a car for $2,600. I paid $600. She paid a check for $2,000, and I got my car.
Okay. Now, when for the first time did your mother call you and ask you to make a payment?
I never got a phone call from her afterwards. Next thing I knew, I had court papers delivered to my house.
Well, this was in October that she gave you the money.
Yes.
And when did you have the court papers delivered?
It was approximately a month later.
In November?
Yeah.
And what did you do when you got the papers? You called her and said, what's this all about, Mom?
No, it's... My parents have never been there, so I figured this...
After she gave you the money, October 12th, and you went down and got the car, did you call her the next day, the next week, 2 weeks later?
No.
Why
I haven't
not?
talked to her. We just don't talk. We haven't talked since...
Well, it was easy for you to call her up, Mr. Schmidt, and ask her for money.
Yes. I just figured that was the least she could do for me.
According to your complaint, you have a witness.
Yes, I do. My daughter, Tricia.
With whom your son had a conversation. You're Tricia?
Yes.
I'd like to hear what you have to say.
He told my mom that, or he told me.
I don't want to hear what he told your mom. Only what he told
me
you.
that he wasn't going to pay her because she's never done anything for her, and that when he
Let's
took
go
her-
back a second. After your mother gave him the money, and I assume after he got served with the papers for court, you had a conversation with him.
Yes.
Did you keep in regular touch with your brother?
Yeah, I always talked to my brother.
Well, what did he say to you when he got the papers?
He said, "Mom served me. Mom's suing me."
And you said to him?
She has the right to.
And he said to you?
If she takes me to court, I'm going to tell her that it was a gift and they can't take a gift away.
Did he say why he was going to do it?
Because she never done anything for him.
And what did you say to him when he said to you, well, she never did anything for me?
I said, that's your own business.
Is that the whole conversation?
For that one, yeah.
After that conversation, did you have other conversations with your brother?
Yes, I have.
So you're on good terms with him?
Yes.
You like him?
Yeah. He's family.
You call him, he calls you?
Yes.
He just doesn't call your mother?
No.
He's angry with her?
Yes. He's always been angry with her.
Do you know why?
Because she sent him away.
You know why she sent him away?
Because he always got into trouble with the police.
Do you speak to your mother?
Yes.
So you are on good terms with your mother and your brother?
Yes.
Good for you. Good for you. Thank you.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
I want you to go like this to yourself. Pinch it hard. Are you alive?
Yeah.
That she gave you.
And later today,
I stuck my hand in the bag and I was poked by a needle. The next day, I had red lines going up to my armpit. My mom came over. She said, you have to go to the hospital. She said, it looks like you have a blood infection.
real cases, real people. Judge Judy.
Donna Fouch says her son, Michael Schmidt, owes for a loan to buy a car. Donna claims Michael has a troubled past.
Think of any reason why your sister would make up a story like that?
No. I talked to my sister that one time after I got served with the court papers.
And you said something like, that's the least she could do for me. She never done anything for me before.
I did say that, but there was no agreement between me and my mom to pay the money back.
What does your mother do for a living?
She works at Winnebago.
What do you do there?
I lay basement carpet.
How much do you earn a week?
I come home with $326.
A week?
A week.
Just you and your husband are at home?
Yes.
Just you and your girlfriend, I assume?
No.
Who else?
It's me and my roommate.
You have a roommate?
We don't live together.
Oh, great. So you have a roommate who
Yes.
pays half the rent?
Yes.
Well, it sounds to me like you're in much better shape financially than your mother.
No. My dad makes a lot of money too, who also helps pay with her bills.
But she lives with your father, or is this your stepfather?
Stepfather.
He's not responsible for you,
No.
right?
Right.
This is what I don't understand, sir. You would have me believe that without trying to contact you at all, your mother gave you this $2,000 and then went to court and sued you. You would have me believe that she didn't, as she says she did, try to call you several times and you wouldn't take her call, right?
Right.
You see, that makes sense. That's common sense. That has a smack of reality to it, that she gave you this money. She said it has to be paid back because it's a home equity loan. Otherwise, it comes out of the equity in my home, so I have to pay it back. And I'll let you know when the first payment is due. She called you, and all of a sudden you didn't want to talk to her anymore. And you didn't talk to her for a month. And then she said, I have no choice. I'm going to sue him because not only won't he take my calls to even talk about it, but he's so disrespectful to me at this time after he called me for my help, and I was there for him to help him.
For the first time ever?
Let me ask you a question, sir. I want you to go like this to yourself. Go like this. Go like this. Pinch it hard. Pinch it really hard. Are you alive?
Yeah.
That she gave you. Parents aren't perfect, and children aren't perfect. Sounds to me as if your mother has a reasonable relationship with your sibling. So what you're suggesting to me is she was a good mother to one child and not a good mother to the other. Is that what you're suggesting?
That's exactly what I'm saying.
Well, is there any particular reason for that you might think? Maybe you were a more difficult child. You think that's possible? The same
It's
child
possible.
that canceled the insurance on a truck when somebody else was responsible for it?
Yes.
Got my drift? After a while, you start having to take responsibility for your own actions, sir. And you're 24 years old. The time is now. And if you, as an adult, say, listen, my mother wasn't a good mother to me, and I've made a choice that I don't want to have anything to do with her. You're entitled as an adult to do that. It's foolish, but you're entitled as an adult to do that. But what you did was you called her and said, I need money. You owe her the money. Pay her the money. It's the right thing to do. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $2,000. That's all. Thank you.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
My mom gets her money. I'm just glad it's over with.
He needs to learn that he needs to pay his bills.
My mom was given an ultimatum when I was 12. My stepdad or me. She chose him.
I guess he'll think what he wants to think.
It's over with.
If he doesn't want to talk to me, that's his choice.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Asplund versus Mays, step forward.
Bus driver Goldie Asplund is suing antique dealer Brian Mays for medical bills resulting from his negligence. Goldie claims she developed a staph infection after she pricked her finger with a pin.
Miss Asplund, it is your claim that the defendant sold you something, and as a result of him selling you something, which you will describe to me, you stuck your finger and got an infection. You want him to pay you $5,000 for your medical bills and all your pain and suffering, etc.
Yes.
Mr. Mays thinks that you're just a scam artist.
That's right.
Pretty much.
Pretty much.
Reading between the lines. So what did you buy from Mr. Mays? Where did you buy it? When did you buy it? And what happened to you?
February 28th, 2004. Excuse me. I went to the Danish American Center with my mom in South Minneapolis. There was an antique sale going on. We entered the hall where the sale was. There were all kinds of tables set up with all kinds of odds and ends. There was a big round table of loose jewelry. Some was bagged, and I found a bag of jewelry beads.
Of jewelry beads? How did you know that they were beads?
It said broken pieces on it.
The bag said broken pieces?
Broken pieces on tape, yes.
Was this in a clear bag? Was it in
a clear bag?
It was in a clear bag. What were you going to do with broken pieces of jewelry?
Arts and crafts. I have 3 kids, and we do little hobbies.
So you could see what was inside?
For the most part.
Okay, so go ahead.
I get home, I sat down at my coffee table with my children, and I stuck my hand in the bag, and I was poked by a needle. I got up, and I went upstairs, and I washed my hand. My thumb was bleeding a little bit. And I went downstairs, and I grabbed this big crystal ashtray that I have. I took the bag, and I emptied it out. And there were 5 loose needles in there, in this bag of beads, where there should not have been needles. As the day progressed, I'd thrown them out, too. I didn't want my kids messing with them, so I threw it out. As the day progressed, that night I had a blood blister where I was poked by the jewelry, or by the needle. And the next day I woke up with flu-like symptoms, sweating. I felt like nauseous, like I was going to throw up. And I had red lines going up to my armpit. I wasn't going to go to the hospital because I don't have medical. My mom came over. She said, you have to go to the hospital. My thumb was totally swollen up and the red lines. She said, it looks like you have a blood infection. I went to the hospital. They took me straight back into the emergency room, started an IV, and when they got the IV going after a couple hours, they brought me up to the hospital, gave me a hospital bed.
Okay, so you stayed in the hospital for a day and a half according to your complaint. Is that right?
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy.
Goldie Asplund says antique dealer Brian Mays owes for her medical bills resulting from his negligence. Brian says Goldie is trying to scam money.
Now, tell me what happened.
Good afternoon, Your Honor. I have been in the antique business for 35 years. I have a very reputable name in the antique business. On February 27th, 28th, 29th of 2004, I conducted a sale at the Danish Center, and I had several tables in the center of the room. There were several bags, maybe a half a dozen bags, with possibly maybe 6, 8 earrings.
I got it.
And other things. But everything else was single items in bags. I had no broken jewelry there. She had called me up on March 15th, and she called me up and said, did you have the sale? And I said, I did. She said, do you have insurance? And I said, why do you ask? And she said that she had come to my sale, and she was going through the loose jewelry on the card table, poked her finger with a brooch, gone home, got blood infection, ended up in the hospital, almost died, and the doctor said that I should have to pay her $4,000 medical bills.
Okay, so she told you that she was going through the loose jewelry on the table
tables,
and
which have a
poked her finger.
photograph, right?
Okay.
And then I said, no, I don't. She said, okay, goodbye. And in October, I received papers from Hennepin County Court, and she had changed her story. And come to find out, after I had talked with her on March 15th, I called up my cashier and I said, do you believe that this woman is doing this to me? And she said, well, you know what? I worked a sale for another fellow, his name is Steve, and she tried doing the same thing for him. She tried suing him, and after she couldn't sue him, she came after me.
Step up. What is your name, sir?
Steve O'Hearn.
Did you try to sue Mr. O'Hearn?
Can I
The answer is
explain
either
that?
yes or no.
No.
Tell me what you know, Mr. O'Hearn.
She called me approximately March 12th, stated she had been to my sale and bought a bag of jewelry, went home, stuck her hand in the bag of jewelry. There was a brooch in there.
Okay.
And
Not a needle.
Not a needle.
Okay.
I didn't hear needle till today, Your Honor.
Go ahead.
She told me she pricked her finger, got blood poisoning, and wanted me to pay the bill. I said, you're probably going to run me into financial ruin. I said, first thing you need to do is get your receipts so I can see what estate it exactly was from. She called me back about a half hour later, stated to me that she had her receipt, and told me if I'm going to go bankrupt or financial ruins, that she would, there's no sense in her suing.
So how did you get to Mr. Mays?
Through the Danish American Center's log that they had. Whoever rented the hall, they had a log of the name and number. The guy that took down the information, I gave him February 28th, and he was looking at a date before that. The wrong dates. That's why he gave me Mr. O'Hearn's name and number. And Mr. O'Hearn freaked out on me, started cussing me out and stuff. You know, I apologized to him for getting his undies in a bunch. I didn't mean to do that, and he kept hanging up on me. And so I called Brian Mays back and found out, you know, he was the right one on the date, February 28th. He was the one that rented the hall. So I called him, and I told him what happened, and I asked him if he had liability insurance, because
He doesn't need liability insurance. He should have been more careful.
There shouldn't have been needles
Listen to
in
me.
a jewelry bag.
I don't believe there were any needles in there. I don't believe there were needles in there. I believe you may have stuck yourself on a pin that was part of a piece of jewelry. And you're making up a better story.
No, I wouldn't come.
Oh, yes, you did.
No,
oh,
I
yes,
don't
you
think
did.
so.
Oh, yes, you did. Because anybody that buys a bag of loose, broken jewelry, even if it's in a plastic bag, would take it and dump it, as you ultimately did in an ashtray. So if you, in fact, you stuck yourself on a broken piece of jewelry, not a needle, and that's what you purchased, and you should have been more careful. And don't blame anybody but yourself. You have to be careful and accept responsibility for what you do, madam. Not everything is a lawsuit. If you buy a bag that says broken pieces of jewelry, you're supposed to be more careful. Your case is dismissed, that's all.
Matter of McClenathan versus Connell. Parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated.
What's your first name?
Amanda.
How old are you, Amanda?
19.
How long have you been living on your own?
Since January.
You go to school or you work?
I go to school and work.
What school do you go to?
Eastern Connecticut State University.
And what about you? How old are you?
20.
You go to school also?
Yes.
Same school?
No.
What school?
Three Rivers Community College.
How long have you known each other?
Since freshman year of high school.
According to the complaint, you girls decided to live together with one boy or two boys?
It was just one to begin with.
Which boy? Raise your right hand. Had to think about that for a minute. Yep. You are John.
Yep.
John with the paintball gun.
Yeah.
And I gather that after you moved in, you're going to tell me when things didn't work out. And according to your complaint, the defendant moved out owing you some money. Owed you money for rent and a deposit. She says that she owes you a little bit for rent, right?
Mostly
That's
for...
not what you said here. You said you owed her a little bit for rent. Not as much as she wants, but that you have a counterclaim because you claim that she has some of your property and she assaulted you.
She threw a soda bottle at me.
Just say yes or no.
Yes.
I'm going to get to your story in a second. When did you sign your lease?
A little bit before January 1st when we moved in.
And what was the rent?
$1,200 a month.
Who was helping you pay your rent?
I work 3 jobs and go to school, so I pay my own
That's
rent.
pretty good. And what about John with the paintball gun?
He works full-time. He's a workaholic. He works all the time.
Good. You're supposed to split the rent 3 ways.
Yes.
You say that Miss Connell had trouble coming up with rent and deposit.
Yes.
Go ahead, let me hear.
Okay. When we first moved in, we each had to pay $647.50 for the first month's rent, deposit, all that. And she could only come up with $300, so I covered her. It was $347.50. And since I handle all the bills, everything's in my name, I request that all the rent is made by January 20th so I can send it out for February 1st. On January 20th, Alyssa still didn't have any money because she was suspended from work. So I covered her then too. So I sent the rent out on January 20th, and it would have been $400.
So you covered her for that money?
Yes.
So far she owes you $747.50. Is that right?
Yes.
Am I right or am I wrong?
You're right.
Go ahead.
So then it was January 29th. I was babysitting for a family friend, and my little brother was at the house, but she wanted to have a party, and I said, that's fine, just keep it downstairs, keep it in the basement, because I have little kids here. I don't want them seeing all that, because they were partying pretty hard. And then she kept bringing people upstairs, even though I asked her not to. So we locked the door so that people that were coming there, we were all pretty drunk, we were just like banging on the door, and we wouldn't let them upstairs. So one of them threatened John, and that's when John shot the paintball gun out in the yard. And Alyssa was really mad. She came upstairs and she started screaming at him. She was really, really drunk, so she was like yelling at him, and then started yelling at me, and she ran at me like a chimpanzee. And obviously I knew she was really drunk and I wasn't going to sit there and fight with her, so I just let her. She left. She took her bottle of Captain and she left. Then on the 3rd of February, she called John and said, because we weren't letting her party there anymore, that it wasn't fun living there anymore and she didn't want to live there, so she was moving out. On the 5th, she came back, took her bed and most of her belongings. On the 7th of February, the room smelled disgusting, so I finally went in there. Well, actually, James went in there and trying to find what smelled, and found 2 bags of rotten frozen meatballs. That was the smell. It smelled revolting.
Is that right, James?
Yes.
And
what were you doing with meatballs in your room?
I don't think they were mine, so I don't know what she's talking about. I wouldn't have meatballs in my room.
Maybe one of your friends brought the meatballs.
Nobody was in my room that night.
What kind of a party were you having?
Actually, to set the story straight, it wasn't my party. We had been having parties every Saturday except for the 22nd because it snowed that day. Then on the 29th, we had people calling us saying, hey, we heard you're having a party.
Who were they calling?
Mine and Amanda's cell phones. And actually,
anybody call your cell phone?
I'm sure people did.
Did you tell them that you were having a party?
No. Yes, she did. No, I did not. I never said that we were having a party.
Were you downstairs partying with your friends?
I was down there for a little bit, but I kept coming upstairs because I didn't even know half the people. Her friends were down there also, though.
Did she have small children upstairs?
Yes, she did.
So then I gather she did not go downstairs.
She was downstairs for a little bit. I was not.
No, I don't believe that. What happened to the rent? $747.50.
When we first moved in, it was one of those things where we had to come up with money because the guy wanted us to sign the lease. Because he
of course, that's what happened.
Yes, he was going back to Maryland. So I got money from my mother. She wrote me a $200 check, and then we said the rest of it would come up with along the way. So she covered some of it. She covered $135 of mine. And
well, she says she covered $347.50.
John gave $1,000.
I'm asking you about your money. I'm not interested in anybody else. She said she covered $347.50 for you. Is that correct?
No.
How much did she cover for you?
I'm not sure of these. I want to say $135 she covered of mine because she was also paying for James to move in.
I'm talking about your money. Show me proof that you gave her $647.50, please. Or
I didn't give her all of it. I have
close to it. Around
for
January.
$200.
Can I have that, please? Around January of 2005. This is December 20th, 2004. Check made out to you for $200 that you cashed.
Yes.
What's that for?
That her mother paid $200 of her. So out of the $300 that she paid, her mother paid $200 of it, and her mom made the check out to me.
So she owes.
So she did give $300, but she owed $647.50.
$647.50, leaving $347.50. Do you understand?
She didn't put in all the money, though. John put in some of it.
I don't care who put it in. She'll give it back to John.
Okay.
You owed the money. You didn't pay
general,
for it.
yes.
$347.50.
In general, I owe the money.
Okay. January.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
She had become very temperamental. She threatened me with retaliation. She threw a soda bottle at me.
Did she hit you with it?
Yes.
And later today,
You didn't think that coming here was going to be a picnic, did you, Mr. Collins?
No, ma'am, I did not.
I'm not known as picnic lady.
real cases, real people. Judge Judy.
Amanda McClenathan says ex-roommate Alyssa Connell owes for rent and a security deposit. Alyssa claims Amanda assaulted her with a can of soda.
Now, when did you move out in February?
On February 4th, I packed up some of my belongings. I was not planning to move out. She assumed I was.
I don't care. You were there in February.
Until the 4th.
Then you owe the rent for February.
The reason I moved out, though, was because initially I called up the landlord and I had called the police also because she had become very temperamental. She wrote on my door with a permanent marker. She threatened me with retaliation. And so I was calling the police, talking to them what I should do about this because I don't feel safe living with her. She's going to be throwing things at me, threatening me. I have a brand new car and I don't want anything happening to it because she's the type of person who will egg a person's car if she doesn't like them.
Well, let me ask you this question, Ms. Connell. When did she do this to you, these things?
On February 2nd, which was a Wednesday, she threw a soda bottle at me.
That's the assault you're talking about?
Yes.
And she wasn't a bottle. According to your answer,
can.
it was a can.
A can or a bottle.
Did she hit you with it?
Yes.
Where?
In the leg.
Did you go to a doctor?
No.
Why not?
Because it was just like a bruise or something that it left.
What do you mean, just like a bruise or something?
It was just a bruise that it left.
Do you have a photograph of it?
I had a camera that had pictures on it of all the damages that she did to the house, the 2 doors
I'm
that she
not
broke.
interested in the house. I asked you about your leg.
Well, there was pictures on it, but she stole it out of my room.
No,
That's not true, Your Honor.
Let's move on from the assault. February 2nd, you had this altercation.
Yes.
You moved out some stuff on February 4th.
Yes.
Had you paid February's rent on the 20th of January?
Not yet.
Why not?
Because, she said, I was suspended from work, which was a whole sexual harassment retaliation type thing that we're
You
going
owed
through.
the money.
Yes, I know.
Well, you should have paid her. So far that's $747.50, which is exactly what she's suing for, which is what you owe her. Now let's get to your counterclaim, okay? Because I've just taken care of the assault. It's not nice if you threw a soda can at her. Value of personal property and damages. What personal property does she have of yours?
Do you want the list, or do you want me to just read it to you?
Read it to me.
Okay. I left 2 washers and a dryer.
That's a big item, washer and dryer.
She did leave those items. I have pictures of all the items that she left at the house that I took a couple days before I left for court. She just left them at the house. No one ever took them from her.
Fine, so you don't have a problem returning them?
No. She
Great.
can come get them whenever she wants.
Okay. I have a sofa. 2 sofas or
Yes,
one?
there's 2 sofas.
2 sofas.
A chair.
A
2
washing
washers
machine.
and a dryer.
A dryer. A chair.
Oh, she also left another chair and a punching bag.
Okay. You arranged for a truck in 5 days, madam? Go and pick up your stuff.
Yes. The fact of the matter is, though, is that I lost of sale on the washer and dryer because I could have sold it, and I had told John that I was going to come pick them up.
I don't care. 5 days from today, you go and pick up your stuff. Anything else?
Yes. 2 CDs, 5 belts, a black ruffled skirt, white dress pants, and my coat was damaged in the stuff that she packed up.
Do you have any of her
No.
property? Listen to me very carefully, madam. You owe her $747, and 5 days from today.
She changed the law.
And 5 days from today, she had every right to. You hadn't paid rent. It's not her problem that you got laid off from work. Get another job.
I had the job still.
Then you should have paid rent. 5 days from today, is this your mother?
Yes.
Your mother, whoever else you want to, is going to go pick up your property that you left behind when you moved out. Your white dress with the ruffled feathers you should have taken with you when you moved. Thank you very much. This case is over.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
I can't help the fact that Amanda's a compulsive liar and she likes to throw things at people.
I think it's hilarious that she said I assaulted her because I threw a cup of soda. I was 5 feet away from her. I threw a cup of soda on the floor and it splashed her.
She broke 2 doors in the house one night when she was drunk.
She's very immature, obviously.
Pick your friends a little better.
If she can't pay the rent in the beginning, don't get into a lease with her. She's not going to pay it all along.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Brooks versus Collins. Step forward, please.
21-year-old warehouse worker John David Brooks is suing his former friend, 24-year-old service repairman Eric Collins, for wrecking his quad runner.
Mr. Brooks, you are the owner of an off-road vehicle. Mr. Collins was an acquaintance of yours. It is your claim that he rode your off-road vehicle without your permission and wrecked it. Mr. Collins acknowledges that he rode the vehicle, but he says the brakes were defective and he injured himself. He has medical bills. He is going to take his lawsuit against you to the Supreme Court, where he can sue you for a lot more money. That's what your answer is. Is that right?
Correct.
Good. Do you have a lawyer?
No, I don't.
When did this happen?
September the 28th, 2004.
What are you waiting for?
To pay my lawyer some more money.
Mr. Collins, you don't see stupid written across here, do you?
No, ma'am, I don't.
The kind of suit you are alleging is a suit in negligence. Lawyers do not accept money up front for that. What they do is they work on a contingency, sir.
Yes, ma'am.
So you have a lawyer that's charging you a fee?
Of course.
What is this lawyer's name?
I'd rather not say.
I'd rather you would.
Gerald.
How much have you paid him so far?
Not pertaining to this case here.
This case here, Mr. Collins.
Which I did not put a counterclaim against him. He put one against me.
What part of the English language don't you understand, Mr. Collins? I asked you, how much money did you pay your lawyer so far?
I have not paid him a dime pertaining to this case.
Correct. I assume he's represented you with regard to other matters in the past, Mr.
Yes, ma'am.
Collins? How old are you, sir?
24.
What kind of matters has he represented you on, Mr. Collins? Is not an answer.
Just minor charges.
Criminal matters.
No.
What are you looking at him
matters.
for? What are you looking at him for? You didn't think that coming here was going to be a picnic, did you, Mr. Collins?
No, ma'am, I did not.
I'm not known as the picnic lady.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
When you do something wrong, you're supposed to take responsibility for it.
Of
then
course.
you can put a period and move on with your life and be a productive citizen.
Yes, ma'am.
As opposed to making excuses for why you do not accept responsibility and trying to give me a lot of who shot John. What is an off-road vehicle? Is not an answer.
The ATV, all-terrain vehicle.
That is a vehicle that is to be ridden off the
Street.
Now, you allowed someone else to borrow your all-terrain vehicle. Who was that? Raise your hand.
Right Jason.
That would be you.
Yeah.
Yes.
You borrowed Mr. Brooks's all-terrain vehicle because you were going duck
To a dove shoot?
dove shoot.
Yes, ma'am.
Did they ever do anything to you?
No.
And Mr. Brooks allowed you to take the ATV. Is
Yes,
that
ma'am.
right?
Yes, ma'am.
And you brought it back, and it was in good condition.
Yes, ma'am.
And then what did you do with it?
I didn't do anything. I brought it back to my house, and David was supposed to come back and
That's
pick it
David.
up. Yes, ma'am.
David was supposed to come back and pick it up.
Yeah.
Yes.
He came by that night that Eric wrecked it. He had a trailer.
Just a second.
Oh.
You ran by that very quickly. He came by that night and you said, Eric, that would be him.
That's correct.
He wrecked it.
Mm-hmm.
Well, how did he get his hands on it?
Well, it was left at the house that we were
No, you
renting.
left it at the house. You
Mhm.
borrowed it,
Yeah.
right?
Yes, ma'am.
Where did you leave it?
In the garage.
Was he at your house, Mr. Collins?
Yeah, well, he was living there at the time.
Did he ask you if he could use it?
No, ma'am.
So he took it without permission. right, Mr. Collins?
Right.
And what happened when you took it without permission, Mr. Collins?
Well, took it around the block.
Why looking at me?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
We took it around the block.
Not we. You.
I took it around the block. Brakes failed. Hit a brick wall. Woke up in the middle of the road with a crushed hand, dislocated knee, and a concussion.
It's a good thing that this is a G-rated show. Otherwise, I would say something like something happens if you take things without permission, sir. So I would suggest you save your money for your lawyer because you have no case.
Okay.
It would be like you saying, you know, I saw that Rolls Royce just sitting in the middle of the road. And I've never gotten behind the wheel of a Rolls Royce before. So the door was open, and I got in, and the key was on the floor mat. So I took the key and I started it, and took it for a ride, and the brakes failed, and I wrapped up the car, and I was hurt. And then you turn around and sue the owner of this old Rolls Royce because the brakes were bad. What do you think about that?
Well, what could I say?
What could I say, sir? You took Mr. Brooks's property without permission and you wrecked it.
Yes,
when
ma'am.
you wreck it, you pay for it. Does that sound right to you?
Well, yes, ma'am.
Now he's got the drill. See how easy that was?
Like a bird's nest on the ground.
May I see a photograph of your ATV, sir? Did you get this fixed?
No, ma'am, I totaled it out. I had the estimate, and I could have bought a new one for as much as it would have cost for the parts.
Well, how much did you pay for this one?
I paid $1,800 for it.
When?
I believe it was January last year. After that, I probably put about $600 into it, a new exhaust, tires.
You're suing him for $1,680. How come?
That's about what the worth of it was at the time.
Mr. Collins?
Yes, ma'am.
I'm coming back to you for a moment, sir. You got on the all-terrain vehicle and you took it out of the garage.
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, I didn't.
Sorry about that.
You took it out of the garage.
That's correct.
And you were going to just take it for a spin around the street?
Yes, ma'am.
This was on a street, right?
Actually, it was a boulevard, but, you know,
It was a boulevard
same thing.
where the ATV was not supposed to be ridden, right?
Yes, ma'am.
So it's supposed to be ridden on all terrain except city streets, right?
Yes, ma'am.
So aside from taking it without permission, you were breaking the law.
Yes, ma'am.
How far did you get with it?
Not very far.
Well, how far?
Quarter of a mile.
Sir, that's the most expensive quarter-of-a-mile ride you will probably ever have. It's going to cost you $1,680. Judgment for the plaintiff. Thank you very much.
Parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated. Ladies, have a seat.
Mr. Lee, the defendant was your girlfriend for a while, and you claimed some loans to her for car repairs. And in addition to the loan for car repairs, you say that you loaned her a car of yours, and she refuses to return it.
Yes, Your Honor.
You want the car back.
Yes.
The defendant says that you fixed her car because you always insisted on making sure that her car was in running order. There was never any discussion of her paying you back for fixing her car. And that you, in fact, gave her this car. And she is counterclaiming because she says that after she broke up with you, you broke up with him?
He broke up with me.
And also...
Just a second. That you came to the house, to her house, and you disabled her car, which you claim is your car. And she wants the money that she had to spend or will have to spend to put it back into running condition. So how long was this lovely relationship that you enjoyed, Mr. Lee?
Year and a half. But I think we broke up like 3-4 times in between.
The natural course of events, Mr. Lee. When did you loan her this car?
First of all, she had her own car, and this car was keep on breaking down. She had no money, so that's what I do. I fix car. That's, you know, my side job. So she has her car. She's always breaking down. Sometimes she helps me pick up my daughter. She has a daughter on her own, and this car is like unsafe. So I keep on spending money on it. I spend $500 one time because her water pump went out, so we did the timing belt, everything. I had the receipt. Then maybe like a month later, our alternator goes out. I fixed it. She said she's going to pay me the money. I said, I spent $500 on your car. Well, I'm going to go to my mom and get some money. I'll pay you back. She goes to her mother's house, come back with $40. Here's $40. I'm like, I spent $500 for... You know, she had no job, so I told her, when you get a job, pay me.
Did you live together?
No.
So she was doing you a favor?
Well, one night I told her, you spend the night.
Just a second. That doesn't answer my question, Mr. Lee. Uncross your hand. She was doing you a favor by picking up your daughter.
Yes.
And you didn't want your daughter to drive in a car that was unsafe, I assume.
Yes. And plus,
Is that right?
she had no job. I was paying her rent.
And
I
you
was
were-
supporting her.
Just a second. You were paying her rent where she was living. How much was her rent every month?
$500 a month.
And how many times did you pay her rent?
I think I paid 3 times.
When?
2004.
When in 2004? Before or after you loaned her money to fix her car?
After. No, right around that time. June, May, I think it was August, I don't know.
All right. May, June, August, certainly after March, after you loaned her money to fix her car.
Yes.
And did she promise to pay you back the rent money too?
No. Because she was helping me picking up my daughter, so she had no job, so I was helping her out on that. Is there something?
Shh. Shh. Are you working now?
Yes. Or no, not anymore. I just lost my job last week.
That's what I'm asking you. Are you working now?
No.
Is my question.
I'm not.
Well, your arrangement with her was that she would pay you back when she got a job. She's not working.
She never worked. I got her that job.
Do you understand what I'm saying to you, sir? Even if I believe you that they were loans, and I'm not so sure that they were loans because you and the defendant had an intimate relationship, you were paying her rent, you were supporting her, and I cannot imagine that there was an expectation that she was supposed to pay you back the few $100s that you were spending to fix her car, especially since that was your business to fix cars. Now, let's get to this car that you say belongs to you, that you merely loaned to her. Tell me about that. When did you loan her your car, and what kind of car did you loan to her?
It's a 92 Acura Integra.
And when did she take possession of it?
June.
And tell me about how she took possession of the car.
She didn't take possession. She had a car, her car, always breaking down, that she had no money to fix, that I was fixing all the time. She said she'd pay me back, but she had no job, so she couldn't pay me back.
That's right. So we're not taking care of that. That took care of the loan.
So I bought this car because it was a good deal. I fixed it up. I was going to sell it. But since her car's always breaking down, I told her, here, why don't you drive this for a while? But the tranny's not so good, so in 2 years, I want to sell it before the tranny goes out.
Just a second. So here's this 1992 car. You can use it. But in 2 years, you have to give it back to me because the transmission's going to go out, and I want to sell it before the transmission goes out. Is that what he just said to me?
That's what he just said.
All right. So you gave her the car. Did you also give her the title to the car?
No, because she crashed her car with my daughter in it. Her driving is not good, so I don't want to be, I'll lend it to her, but I don't want to be reliable. So I bought the car. Registration, I pay for it. Insurance.
Just a second. I'm asking you a question, and you're going to give me an answer.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
There's a 16-year age difference between the two of you. If the worst she did to you was take advantage of you for a 1992 car, I suggest to you, Mr. Lee, get over it.
And later today,
some choice words were thrown back and forth.
You told her, leave.
I asked her politely to leave.
No, you didn't ask her politely. Don't pee on my leg and tell me it's raining, sir.
real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Young Lee says ex-girlfriend Kristen Beck owes for a loan to fix her car. Young also claims Kristen won't return his car.
Was the car registered in her name?
Yes. But the pink
and
slip...
the car is titled in her name?
Yes. But she signed it. I have the pink slip. She signed it over to me.
Show me everything.
Show you what?
Show me the pink slip where she signed it over to you.
You're not letting me finish my story.
I'm asking you questions, Mr.
I had
Lee.
the pink slip. She wanted to see the pink slip. So I gave it to, well, I didn't give it to her. I went over to her house, gave the land, she wasn't there, so I gave it to landlord. You know what, every time we're breaking up, she comes back saying sorry. I think it's for the car she's coming back. Because every time we broken up, she gave me the car back. 3 times I took the car back, okay? But she always come back, sorry, sorry, and she wants the car back. So I'm thinking, this relationship is all about the car. That's what... It is about the car because she sold her car.
You may be right. You may be right.
She sold her
car
for $1,000. I told her that she's trying to give me $500. The car that she sold it for $1,000. $500. She's trying to give it to me.
Did you take the $500?
No.
Well, why didn't you take the $500? Because according to you, she owed you a lot more money from the car repairs.
Because I don't know what she was giving me that $500 for. I said, what's this $500? Is this the money that you owe me from the car and all the money that I spent, you know, like rent, everything? She said, no, this money is, I sold my car, so I'm giving you $500 because you bought me a car. I'm like, wait a minute. I told you this the second time. I didn't give you that car. I lent it to you.
You did.
I did.
You did.
Because I have the pink slip.
She has the registration. Car's registered.
She has the
in her
registration,
name?
but I have the pink slip.
Is the car registered in your name?
Yes, it is.
Do you have registration for the car?
You know, I don't. I have the registration.
Can I see it, please?
It's been under my name ever since the beginning, and he never.
Let me just see it. Mr. Lee, you should have taken the $500, sir.
Your Honor?
Should have taken the $500.
500.
June 10th, 2004, the car was registered in her name.
It was never in my name. It was the person that I bought it. It was his name. I never even put it in my name because I'm still working on it. After I'm done with it, I was going to sell it, but I lent it to her. So I told her, put it in your name, but when the pink slip comes, sign it. I have the pink slip already signed to me.
Show me.
Okay? Then later on, she wanted the pink slip. I gave it to her landlord. Then she wanted to break up, whatever. We got into a fight, okay? I wanted my car back. You want to break up, fine. I want my car back. She didn't want to give it to me. Okay? Give me the pink slip. She said, my landlord has it. Why does your landlord has my pink slip?
You just told me you gave it to her landlord.
I gave it to the landlord, but she supposed to give it to her. But she's saying she never did. And I have my witness here.
I'm not interested in your witness, Mr. Lee. The relationship didn't work out. The rent that you paid voluntarily.
Fine. I'm not asking for the rent.
Just a second. Well, just a second. But 2 seconds ago, you said to me, what are you giving me this $500 for? I paid your rent. I paid your car expenses. What is this $500 for? The rent, the car expenses? Listen, it didn't work out. How old are you?
39.
How old are you?
23.
So there's a 16-year age difference between the two of you. She's a pretty girl. You liked her. She was helpful with your child. I'm not saying that she didn't take advantage of you. Maybe she did. But if the worst she did to you was take advantage of you for a 1992 car, I suggest to you, Mr. Lee, you gotta. I suggest to you, Mr. Lee, you have to get over it.
No, excuse me, Your Honor. Okay, the car is mine. I lent it to her. I have witness. Okay, I put it in her name. We got into a huge fight. I want my car back. She put a restraining order on me because.
Mr. Lee, get over it, sir. Get over it. Did you go? That's all. It's case dismissed. Put him outside. Listen to me. Your countersuit's dismissed. I suggest you get security out there for them.
I wasn't surprised what happened in there. I kind of knew he would have done something to upset her. It was out of despite of the restraining order. Because, you know, like, I had this on him, so he just wanted to, because I won't get back with him.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter, Davison versus Scott. Step forward, please.
24-year-old waiter Ian Davison is suing his former roommate, 21-year-old draftsman Elizabeth Scott, for rent, utilities, and for hitting him in the face with a broom. Elizabeth claims Ian put his hands on her first.
Mr. Davison, according to what I read in your complaint, you and Miss Scott and another person entered into a lease in an apartment. Three of you were going to share a place together. Miss Scott decided to move out a couple of months early. She had a boyfriend. They decided to rent a place together. And you believe that she owes you for the 2 months' rent.
Correct.
As well as a utility bill for those 2 months. And in addition, it is your claim that she assaulted you when she left the apartment over a dispute. Ms. Scott says that she had fully intended to pay the 2 months' rent, but that you became so aggressive when she was moving out, it was unsafe for her to live there. As a matter of fact, it was you who were the aggressor on the final day of her stay in the apartment. She was, however, taken into custody initially because she hit you with a broom. Is that right?
I was never taken into custody, but...
The police were called?
Yes. I called the police.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Ian Davison says his former roommate, Elizabeth Scott, owes for rent and utility bills. Ian also claims Elizabeth hit him in the face with a broom and gave him a black eye.
So what happened, Mr. Davison?
On the 8th of October, 2004, we had a meeting, roommate meeting, to discuss the finances, to figure out whether or not everything was in order. At that point in time, outside of her delinquency that month, everything was fine.
So you say she hadn't paid her rent?
Correct. We received a notice that said that she had not paid. There was $300 outstanding, being that I paid mine, Ken paid his, who was my roommate at the time. We figured it was hers. We asked her, and she said she hadn't paid, but she said she was going to, which we were completely fine with. And then I brought up the utilities. When I brought this up, she got real mad. She said that I was nickel and diming her, claiming...
Well, you're talking about the utilities that were owed up until that point, or the utilities prospectively for the 2 months that she wouldn't be living there?
A little bit of both. There was some owed, and then there was a couple of months when she wasn't going to be there that we were claiming she would have to pay. She said that she didn't think so. She
didn't want to pay for the utilities for the time that she wouldn't be enjoying the utilities, and only you two would be.
Correct. On October 9th, though, the day in question, she arrived to pick up the loose ends. Her and her boyfriend arrived. I was preparing for work, watching some football, and I calmly asked her. I asked her if she was going to pay, if she had been down to the office that day, and she said no, and if I could speak bluntly, Your Honor, she said, verbatim, none of your effing business. Some choice words were thrown back and forth. I realized that the argument wasn't going to be...
When you say some choice words were thrown back and forth, Mr. Davison, by both of you?
By both of us.
And when you say some choice words by both of you, I assume you meant that you raised your voice.
I did.
And she raised her voice.
She did.
Okay, so it got pretty heated.
It got heated.
And then what did you do, Mr. Davison?
Then I told her that I would like her to leave. She said that she wasn't going anywhere. You know, she was on the lease. Although she wasn't paying it, she claimed that she was no longer going to be paying anything. So I said...
So you told her, leave.
I asked her politely to leave.
No, you didn't ask her politely. At this point, you're not asking anybody politely, Mr. Davison. Don't, you know, don't pee on my leg and tell me it's raining. So you told her to get out of the apartment?
Yes.
And when you told her to get out of the apartment, what did you do?
I walked into the kitchen and, you know, confronted her. I said, you need to go. This is stressing me out. I don't want to go to work. You know, all worked up.
Just a second. So what you're telling me is after you've been screaming and yelling at each other and using profanity at each other, you walked inside and said to her, listen, you really have to go because this is stressing me out. Is that what you want me to believe, Mr. Davison?
Not in those words.
Well, if I ask you to relay the conversation to me, I don't expect you to put a spin on it.
Okay.
Because otherwise then I can't believe anything that you tell me.
Okay.
Go.
I walked into the kitchen. I said, will you please go? Will you get out? And I said it angrily because I was worked up. You are correct. At this point in time, Nick was waiting. Her boyfriend was waiting with the door open. They had all their things to go. They were ready to go. She had, you know, her broom and her Swiffer. She was getting ready to go. I placed my hands on her shoulder, you know, to escort her out. At which point in time, she stepped back and she used the broom, forcefully hitting me in the eye. I have a picture of it right here.
Why did you put your hands on her, Mr. Davison?
Because I was hoping that it would, you know, help her out of... I was hoping that I would be able to escort her out of the apartment.
How tall are you?
6 feet.
6 feet. How tall are you?
5'3".
5'3". How much do you weigh?
About 185.
And what do you weigh?
125.
See how good things are? If you just keep your mouth shut? Tell me what he did to you in the kitchen.
Well, I had other things besides a Swiffer and a broom in my hand. I had a bag of stuff. I was cleaning out the hall closet where I keep all my cleaning and stuff. And I had all my stuff, and he grabbed both my arms and pushed me not against the door, but towards the entry of the apartment.
From the back or from the front?
Front. And then I pushed back, and the Swiffer hit him in the face.
Stuff happens. A 6-foot-tall, 185-pound man is not supposed to put their hands in an aggressive, angry manner, which is what you were at that point. Otherwise, you would have not left the couch for football. The young men in my family, if they have to leave the couch for anything, it usually is very irritating to them. The fact that you got worse the deal, as I said, stuff happens. Now, let's get on to the 2 months' rent. Mr. Davison, you kicked her out of the apartment.
I did not kick her out, Your
Yes,
Honor.
you did. According to you, sir, you said to her, "Get out." And when the police arrived, they actually put her out. Right?
They did. They said she could no longer be in the apartment without a police escort.
I am ruling now, Mr. Davison, that that is because you put your hands on her in an aggressive manner and told her to get out of the apartment. And if she got out of the apartment at your direction, you ain't entitled to the rent.
Down in the matter of Harbor-John versus Neal. Parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated, gentlemen. Have a seat, please.
Let me try to simplify this rather lengthy complaint that I've read. Mr. Harbor-John, you are a used car salesman.
New and used.
And the defendant came onto the lot. You were his salesman on the lot where you worked.
No.
Where did he go to?
Well, I wasn't his salesman at first. I was coming from lunch, and my witness, this was the salesman.
You ultimately sold him a car. Unfortunately, it wasn't a car that was through your business. It was your own personal car that you had on the lot.
Right.
Not very good business. You sold him that car for $5,500. So far correct?
Yes.
And when you came onto the lot, you told either one of these two salesmen, that you were prepared to spend $5,000.
Yes.
But you couldn't find a car on the lot that you liked for $5,000. But did you see a sign in his car?
No, ma'am.
He just told you he had a car.
Yes, ma'am.
So he said, well, if you don't find a car, I'm speaking. If you don't find anything you like, here, I have a car for sale. You want to look at it. Is that pretty much what he said?
Yes, ma'am.
And some more substance.
Yes, ma'am.
So you went and you took a test drive in that car?
Yes, ma'am.
That same day?
Yes, ma'am.
What day was that?
I'm not sure the day in question, Your Honor.
What day was that, sir?
February 27th.
And you agreed to buy his car for $5,500?
Yes, ma'am.
And how much money did you give him on February 27th?
$5,000.
In cash?
In cash.
But Mr. Harbor-John at that time did not have the title to the car.
That's correct.
Why is that, Mr. Harbor-John? Why didn't you have the title to the car, sir?
I had moved to a different location where I lived, and I later found out they had sent it to the old address, and it never came to my new address.
What month and year did you purchase the car?
This was in December.
So 2 months before you sold it to him, you purchased it yourself. Is that what you're telling me?
It was around three months around there, because it was the beginning of December.
Why were you selling it, Mr. Harbor-John?
Well, we had 3 cars, and I thought we were going to keep this car for a while. But then my wife advised me it's best that we go ahead and sell this car.
Who did you buy the car from?
The dealership that I worked at.
How much did you pay for it?
It was just over $3,000 with everything involved.
So you were almost doubling your money in 3 months. Is that right?
What I was looking at...
Just listen to me carefully, sir. You were almost doubling your money in 3 months. If you bought it for $3,000 with everything in, and you were selling it to him for $5,500, that's a pretty good business deal for you, right? What word didn't you understand, Mr. Harbor-John?
I was looking at the Blue Book value of the car.
Did you understand what I just said to you?
Well, yes. Yes.
So the answer is you were making a pretty decent profit. If you could double your money in 3 months,
yes,
I would take that any day.
Okay.
Why is it that the place you worked for, Mr. Harbor-John, was willing to give you such a great deal on this car? If the Blue Book value that you sold him the car for was $5,500, how come they sold it to you for under $3,000?
Because I worked there. And
because you're a trusted employee.
After I worked for...
I'm speaking.
Sorry.
Because you're a trusted employee, right?
Right.
So you repaid their kindness by a couple of months later, instead of selling this gentleman a car off the lot where you work, you sold him your own private car. And you didn't have the title to the car. So you told Mr. Neal that you would get him the title when, Mr. Neal?
In the next few business working days, and he said that he would sign it over to me when I gave him the remaining $500.
And you accepted that?
Yes.
And you took the car?
Yes.
When did you get the title?
It was about 2 weeks later, it seemed like. And we met at the DMV. He kept asking me, well, do you have the 500? Do you have the 500? And I said, I don't have the 500.
You mean before you got the title?
Yes. So I told him, I said, well, since I don't have the 500, and you keep calling me, hassling me about the money, go ahead and give me my $5 grand back. Since you haven't signed the title over, you can have your car back. And he said, no, I don't have the $5 grand.
What'd you do with the $5,000?
I had bills at home that I needed to take care of.
So you spent his $5,000 without giving him, at that time, the title to the car?
Yeah. Can I present this?
No, I want you to answer my questions.
Yeah. Sure.
So when he said to you, listen, I don't have the 500 now, and I don't have the title, why don't I just give you the car back and give me my $5,000 back? You couldn't do that because you had used the $5,000 to pay bills. Is that right? Is that what you're telling me?
That's part of it.
That's all the part of it that I'm interested in. So, in effect, you said to him, I don't have the money to give it back, so then what happened, Mr. Neal?
He then went ahead and signed the title over to me. And then we agreed that when I got the money, I would still pay him the remaining $500.
And then what happened, sir?
I received a phone call from him 2 or 3 days later, and he told me that, you know, he had lost his job because I had went to his job and I caused him to lose his job.
Tell me about when you went to his job. You went to his job before you got the title?
Yes. The reason I went to the job before I got the title was because everyone was telling me that, you know, you shouldn't buy a car without a title or something if you put that much down on it. You should at least...
Did you get a bill of sale from him?
No, ma'am. He didn't have one. He had a piece of paper.
Can I see what he gave you when you bought the car?
I don't have it with me, Your Honor.
Well, what did it say, sir?
He just wrote a handwritten copy, and then he put my ID on it. On my copy, he just had my picture of my ID.
We both signed that.
Just a second.
Yeah.
Okay, well, this says that you paid him $5,000 for this Lexus ES300, balance of $500 paid when the title is given to the seller. That's you. And then it has the tag number, blank, so that's not filled in, and you signed it and he signed it. Now, you're a car salesman?
Yes, ma'am.
Up here. Your name?
Jeremy Collins.
How long have you been a car salesman, Mr. Collins?
About 4 years.
When you sell a car, is one of the things that you identify the car with the year the car was made?
Correct.
And the model number?
Correct.
And the make of the car?
That's correct.
And the VIN number of the car?
Yes, ma'am.
Would you ever sell a car to anyone and accept their money without giving them those identifying features of the car?
No, ma'am.
No. Make, model, year, VIN number. That identifies the car that you purchased.
Correct.
You wouldn't accept this, would you?
No, ma'am.
Your boss wouldn't accept that. Would your boss?
No, ma'am.
If you ever sold a car with this kind of information, you think you'd lose your job?
Yes, ma'am.
Right. Now you can sit down, Mr. Collins. You got me.
Judge Judy continues in a moment. And later today...
Where'd you get the money from?
Financial aid or something.
So you took your college money and bought presents for your boyfriend, who was a drug abuser and a thief. So is that what you're telling me?
Yeah.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Car salesman Vishnu Harbhajan claims Kip Neal owes for the unpaid balance on a Lexus and for getting him fired.
This is what we know about you, Mr. Harbhajan, because what you're suing him for is the $500 that you believe is still owed for the car, and $4,500 because you say he caused you to lose your job. You deserve to lose your job. Yeah, you do. You deserve to lose your job because you sold your own car on your boss's lot. You gave him a bogus bill of sale that didn't have proper identifying materials on it so that he could come back and pursue any rights that he had. And he went to complain about that, which was his absolute right. And if your boss fired you because you sold the car off the lot that was your car, well, that's your problem. Shouldn't have done it. Now I'll hear you.
I never knew this gentleman until that day when I was coming from lunch, and I was pulling to park in the parking lot when the salesman here, he stopped me and he said, this gentleman is looking for a car. And he had spent a lot of time on the lot, and he couldn't find one. Mr. Jeremy here had already shown him another.
Listen to me.
Yeah.
I don't care.
Okay.
Don't tell me the whole story. I gave you the germane parts of this story, Mr. Harbison. You sold him your personal car. You gave him a ridiculous document here, which is the only document that you have. Is that right?
No.
Show me the bill of sale that you say you gave him.
I just want to correct a lie that was said here. I never told him the amount of days. I said as soon as I get the title, I would give you a call.
Mr. Harbison, if I go in to buy a car,
Yeah.
I expect to get something that indicates to me that this car is mine. He gave you $5,000, almost twice as much as you paid for the car, and he got a car that you could come and take back from him at any time. At any time. Because this doesn't even identify the car that you gave him. Now, he owes you, Mr. Harbison, nothing. Nothing. You made $2,000 in 2 months on this gentleman. He overpaid for this car. You took advantage of him, and I think it's the ultimate chutzpah for you to sue him for the other $500 and for $4,500 because you did not behave as an appropriate employee. So, Mr. Harbison, your case is dismissed. Goodbye. Good luck.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
I went out of my way so he could have the car.
I came with $5,000 cash.
He had at least a written statement, what we agreed on.
I just wanted the car and proof that it was mine.
And he reneged on what we agreed on.
And he told me, well, you know, I need the money real bad so I can send it back to Taliban.
Taliban?
To me, I feel like that's the reason he was trying to scam me.
Did he say Taliban?
Because he was trying to get as much money as he could possible.
What is he talking about? I'm not from there.
I feel like everybody's always trying to take advantage of the good guy.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Bowie versus Wiley, step forward.
23-year-old student Lynn Bowie is suing her boyfriend's sister, 23-year-old receptionist Jennifer Wiley, for selling a guitar and a PlayStation belonging to her boyfriend.
Miss Bowie, Miss Wiley is your boyfriend's sister. Is that right?
Yes, that's correct.
This is the boyfriend.
Yes.
It's really interesting, Bird. I want you to try to follow this. This young man, whose name is
Frederick Wiley.
Frederick, last year had a bit of a drug problem, smoking a lot of marijuana. And in order to get the money to buy this marijuana, he used to steal from his sister. He used to go into her purse, you know, take money, take her stuff and sell it, right?
Yes.
And when she would complain that he was taking money that she needed because she's a working gal, he'd laugh at her because he's an idiot.
Not to mention he was on high on marijuana.
Well, that alone makes him an idiot. Miss Bowie used to buy him presents. PlayStations, guitars, for his birthday and for Christmas, right?
That's correct.
And Miss Wiley said to her brother, you steal again from me, I'm going to take your stuff and I'm going to sell it and I'm going to keep the money. Right?
Yes.
And he did. And she did. Right?
Yep.
Now comes the interesting part. The interesting part is Frederick over here wouldn't think of suing his sister because he knows that I would annihilate him. That he would get exactly what he deserved. So he puts up his girlfriend, Miss Bowie, who says, she can't sell that stuff. I bought that stuff for you. Got it?
Oh, I got it.
So Miss Bowie comes up with this novel lawsuit, which says, even though I bought him these things as presents for his birthday and for Christmas, I really gave it to him and it's shared property because I bought him the PlayStation so that we were going to use it together. And I bought him, what else did you sell, the PlayStation?
The guitar.
And the guitar because I used to listen to the guitar. So that too is shared property. You made two mistakes, Miss Bowie. When you give somebody a gift, there are no attachments. If you bought him a PlayStation for his birthday, you may have used it in his house. But if the two of you broke up, the PlayStation was going to stay with him, as was the guitar. Because that's what happens when you give a gift. That was your first mistake. Your second mistake is taking him back. You understand? Do you work?
Yes, I do, right now.
What kind of work do you do?
Retail.
Were you working when you bought him all these gifts?
No, I was not.
Where'd you get the money from?
Financial aid or something. I was working here and there.
So you took your college money and bought him presents? Is that what you're telling me?
Yeah.
That was your third mistake. Because I want you to figure out what that means. That means that the government was giving you money to go to college, right? The people were giving you money because we were investing in your future. And you were taking that money and buying presents for your boyfriend, who was a drug abuser and a thief. Does that say you're smart? Now, understanding that you did that, and you broke up with him for a while, but then Frederick the Irresistible came back into your life. What is it that's irresistible about you, Frederick? I want you to step up here and tell me.
Nothing.
That's true. Do you work?
No.
Why are you looking up at the sky?
Because I have to think about it.
You had to think about whether or not you work?
No, I don't have to think about it, ma'am.
Do you work?
No, I do not.
How do you support yourself?
Going to school and make sure that I stay happy with myself.
Who do you live with?
My mother.
Are you the only son?
The only son, yes, I will be. Am.
What?
I am. Yes, I am.
Your mother favors you?
Say no.
Does his mother favor you?
Yes, very much so.
Do you go to school 8 hours a day?
12 units. I don't know about
12
hours.
units?
Yeah.
I could do 12 units standing on one hand.
Wow.
And so could you. Because I'm sure your mother wouldn't call you the favorite unless you were a real smart guy. So what do you do with the rest of your time, Frederick?
Stay at home, listen to music.
Play the guitar?
Play the guitar.
You used to when you had a guitar.
Yes.
Miss Bowie used her student aid to buy these things for you.
Yes, she did.
Well, why don't you get a job and pay her back?
I'm currently right now looking for a job, so.
Where are you looking?
All over Orange County.
How are you looking for a job, Frederick?
I wake up at 9:30, get dressed by 10, 11, I catch the bus and go at least 5 miles on each bus that I can go.
Yeah, please.
Let me help.
Go ahead.
Let me help with this.
Go ahead, he has a question.
Orange County?
Orange County.
What does everybody in Orange County have?
A car and a job.
A car, right?
Yes.
How do they clean that car? Most of them.
Taking it to the dollar wash and washing it.
What would happen if you washed it?
They'll laugh at me.
Oh.
No, I don't know. Probably give me $5 for it.
At least $5.
Yes.
If you multiplied that by 20 people's cars, how much would that be? More than you make now.
Yes, it would be.
You see where he's going? Do you understand why we've been this couple for a very long time?
Can I add something?
What?
He just currently got fired. He was working with his other sister's boyfriend, and he fired her. He fired him because
he was lazy and couldn't wake up.
Oh, that I believe. I don't want to get involved with this anymore. Listen, right now he's his mother's mistake. If you choose to make him your mistake, that's your problem. She didn't know you were Penny. Nothing. You made him a present. You made him a gift of these items. She sold them because that's exactly what she said she was going to do if he stole from her again.
Actually,
he doesn't deny that he stole from her, right?
Yes.
Right?
Right.
Good. Goodbye.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
I was trying.
69 on the calendar in the matter of Bledsoe versus Ha. Parties have been sworn in. You may be seated, sir. Have a seat.
Mr. Bledsoe, you and the defendant were involved in a relationship, according to what I read in your complaint. There came a time when you needed a cell phone.
Correct.
You didn't have sufficient credit to get one yourself. And Ms. Ha said that she would get one for you, as long as you agreed to pay the bills.
Mm-hmm.
She got a second phone on her account, or was this an account that you had solely for him?
No, it was already, and he took it over.
It was already in existence.
Mm-hmm.
And then you started a business.
Correct.
And you didn't have an office, per se, so that your cell phone was your office.
Correct. We're a mobile service.
So that you had business cards and stationery printed up, all with the cell phone number on it.
Yes.
What kind of business is this, Mr. Bledsoe?
We manufacture and install a paint protection film for cars. It's otherwise known as a clear broad. It's on the front of the cars to protect them from getting rock chips.
From getting what?
From getting rock chips and damage on the front of the car.
This is a lucrative business?
Yes.
And then the two of you broke up.
Correct.
This is what your lawsuit is about. You say that because Ms. Ha refused to let you keep the number, to keep the account going, and you lost the number, not only did you lose a lot of business, but all of the cards that you had printed up and the stationery that you had printed up are no good anymore because you had to get a different phone.
Right.
Explain to me, sir, how this is a lawsuit.
All right. We had broken up in March of 2004, and until December of this past year, I was still paying the cell phone bill, still using the phone. She had contacted me and said that she wanted to get the cell phone out of her name, and I said, that's fine. And the following day, we were going to meet down at the Singular store because I needed her to go in and say it was okay for me to have that phone number. And so she agreed to go down there. She didn't show up that day. Then after we tried to meet and she wouldn't come, and eventually she said, I'm not going to give you the number. My brother, who's also a partner in business, also spoke with her on the phone for about 45 minutes one day trying to see what we could do to maintain this number, and she just refused to do it. We ended up that month of February going 33 days without any business due to not having anybody being able to contact us through the new number.
Mr. Bledsoe, let's say I believe everything that you said to me. What you're complaining about is that she wasn't being a nice person, right?
Correct. Correct. She knew without a doubt that without giving me that number, she knew she would hurt business.
Where is her legal obligation to give you that number?
I guess there's no legal obligation that she had to give me that number.
That's true. But Ms. Ha has a counterclaim. She says you weren't paying the bill.
The very last bill, I did not pay the very last bill.
And what month was the very last bill, Mr. Bledsoe?
The cell phone was turned off in middle of January, so it would have been the December to January.
When did you get that bill, Ms. Ha?
Well, I received several bills, and I actually agreed to let him keep the phone as long as he paid for the bill. His brother first told me beg, and I said, nope, I'm not going to give him the phone. And I totally refused, and then finally, I said, you know what, you can keep the phone, just pay for the bill. I texted him, I said, you can keep the phone. He even texted me back and said, I appreciate that you're going to let me keep the phone. I thought everything was going to be squared away, he's going to go pay for it. He still didn't pay for it. So
well, let me see the bill.
This is collections.
Just the one. Are they all outstanding bills?
No, I'm sorry.
Well, then just give me one thing. I'm getting older by the minute. You owed her $497.57.
Originally, she had said that her mother was going to use that phone. Therefore, when I switched the numbers over, there wasn't going to be any cancellation fee or anything like that. Because she drew it out over a 3-week period of time, not deciding whether she wanted to give me a number or not, then they canceled the phone and they added on a $200 cancellation.
They canceled the phone after 3 months, not 3 weeks.
Had he been paying the bill regularly?
Yes, well, it was never on time, but he was until the last.
Well, why do you think, Mr. Bledsoe, that after she said she would let you keep the phone, she decided against it?
If you like, if I could bring my brother up, because he spoke with her directly about that question.
Your name?
My name's Craig Bledsoe. I spoke to Michelle. You know, she agreed to give the number, and I don't know what her problem was, but all of a sudden she wouldn't do it. And then she would, and then she wouldn't.
Just a second.
Yes.
That's a lie.
Mr. Bledsoe.
Yes.
Try looking at me.
Okay.
This is not an audition for an acting class, sir.
Okay.
Did she ever say to you, you owe a bill?
No.
Is not an answer.
Oh,
Did she ever say to you, you owe a bill?
She never said to me that I owe a bill. Yes, he owes a bill.
Okay.
Correct.
Now, come back to you. Did you ever have a discussion about paying the bill?
Yes.
Well, that's the problem, sir. There was some misunderstanding and miscommunication about paying the last bill.
I had no problem paying the bill, and in fact offered her money so that we could have that phone, because that phone number is so crucial to our business.
Mr. Bledsoe, how many months after you broke up, or she broke up with you, who broke up with who?
It was mutual.
Mutual. How much after the breakup did this incident occur in December? When did you break up?
In March.
So for a long time, you had the phone.
That's correct.
And for a long time, there was no problem.
Correct. The problem arose when Michelle and I were dating. We had had 2 cars repossessed. I felt responsible for it. Therefore, I had told her that I would give her $250 a month towards her car payment as long as I could afford it. Therefore...
What do you mean you felt responsible? Why did you feel responsible?
Because we were living together and I was using the car.
Both cars.
And so therefore...
Go ahead. He was using...
I got him 2 cars, and he got them both repossessed. And countless of that, like credit cards he used to take to strip clubs, everything. And I saw
No.
a statement. Yeah.
Not true.
Just to sit down. Now I don't need you anymore.
Fair enough, but I got a lot to say about her side of the story.
I mean, I would see things on my statements.
So that things started to get nasty before.
Things have been nasty
Is that
for a
right?
long time,
Before. In any event, Mr. Bledsoe, Ms. Hobb has no legal obligation to permit you to keep a cell phone in her name and allow you to keep the number. There is no legal obligation. Being a nice person, she could have done it. She chose not to, even if there wasn't an issue with regard to the final cell phone bill. So you don't have a legal case against her. Moral, maybe, but this is not moral court. It's a legal court. Understood?
Yes.
Very good.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
That's your printer?
No, that's not my printer.
Do me a favor, Bert. Take a look at the receipt and see if it's the same make and model. Oh, I can't believe I went to law school for this.
And later today,
I felt sorry for her that she was with him.
You know who the only person I feel sorry for right now?
real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Jared Bledsoe says ex-girlfriend Michelle Ha owes for maliciously cutting off his cell phone. Michelle says Jared tried to skip out on the bill.
Now, let's get to your counterclaim. As I said, I'm not deciding whether or not you were nice, you were not nice. All I want to know is how much he owes on the past due phone bill.
$497.
No, that's with the cancellation fee. I want it without the cancellation fee.
$342.48.
Good. $342.48. That's what you owe, sir.
We had brought this, we had had a dispute about printer and a computer, so we had brought that to give to her.
Officer Byrd will take care of that. That's your printer?
Can you turn it around, please? No, that's not my printer.
Oh, gosh.
I have a printer. It's a gray and black one, and when I got a computer, it came with it. And then when he gave me back my computer, he never gave me back my printer. And I have the receipt right here.
Do me a favor, Bert. Take a look at the receipt that she has and see if it's the same make and model. Oh, I can't believe I went to law school for this.
That was a Lexmark?
Yeah.
Mr. Bledsoe, does this one work or not work?
It works.
Good. Give it to her. Perfect. He owes you $342.48 for his phone bill. There's your printer. Goodbye. Good luck. Are you back in business?
Yes, we are.
Good. Good luck to you.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
I wanted to do this civilly, and he wouldn't take care of it outside, so he likes attention, so I gave it to him.
As moral as she tries to act and she is, what would the moral thing have been to do in that situation?
I just want all ties cut with him.
I just think it's sad that this world's full of selfish people that are ignorant about the things that they do in their life.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Austin versus Atwater Mayfield. Step forward, please.
26-year-old retail salesperson Courtney Austin is suing her former friend, maintenance technician Fred Atwater, and his fiancée, 23-year-old restaurant manager Sylvia Mayfield, for collect calls from jail, gas money, and lost wages. Fred and Sylvia are countersuing for harassment.
Miss Austin.
Yes.
According to your complaint, you and Mr. Atwater dated for a little while. Then he went to jail.
Yes.
Why is that funny?
Because we never dated, Your Honor. It was just
Well,
only...
I said to her, according to her complaint,
Okay.
the two of you dated for a while and then you went to jail. I didn't think the going to jail part was funny. And while he was in jail, he made a series of collect calls to you.
Correct.
And it went something like this. He would call you and ask you to connect him on a three-way call
Correct.
to this lady here.
Initially, it was his sister.
Well, that's what he told you.
That's what he told me.
But I said to
Yes.
this lady here,
Yes.
who happens to be his fiancée or girlfriend.
Yes.
Shh. Now, every time he called you collect, it cost you $2.70.
Correct.
So you want him to pay for that.
Correct.
And then, after you found out that he had this girlfriend, somehow you became friendly enough with her so that she asked you to drive her up to jail to pay his bail.
Correct.
And not only did you do that once, you did it twice.
Correct.
And now, Miss Austin, you're bothering me because you want the money back for the collect calls that you accepted and your gas and time when you took her to jail.
That he said he was going to pay for.
Let's go back. You met him when?
He introduced himself by leaving this note on my car.
Okay. Where did he see you?
He works in my complex.
Okay. So it worked. I didn't have to see that. He left a note on your car.
Yes.
You got to know him. According to him, you were friends. According to you, you dated for a little while. What I want to get to is, because I have other things to do today, and this isn't particularly fascinating to me. When women do stupid things, I get frustrated. At first, he told you, when he went to jail, by the way, what did you go to jail for?
Child support order.
Drug abuse and hitting her.
Was it a civil commitment or a criminal commitment?
It was civil.
Civil.
You hit her, and that's how you
Shut
got
up,
in
shut
jail.
up! He told you when he called you from jail that the person he wanted you to connect him to was his sister. How many such phone calls did you accept under the assumption that you were connecting him to his sister?
One.
And after that, you heard that it was his girlfriend.
No, I didn't know it was his girlfriend until she called me back trying to figure out who was three-waying the calls for him.
And how many calls had you accepted up until that time?
2 or 3.
And how many did you accept after you knew that she was the girlfriend?
It says here 35.
So, now we know that he's lied to you.
Yes.
And he's in jail.
Yes.
Why would you believe that he's going to pay you for these calls when he's lied to you about who the person is?
He's not from that area. Me just moving from Los Angeles to Georgia, I was trying to put myself in his position, needing a friend. So I was trying to look out for him. It wasn't like I was trying to make him my husband, my man, or anything like that. We were friends. And in that, he told me that he had after I found out he had a girlfriend, and I took her, I felt sorry for her that she was with him.
You know who the only person I feel sorry for right now? Miss Austin, how much did it cost you, all this stupidity of yours? How much in phone calls?
Between 150 and 175.
No, between 150 and 175 is not an answer when you're in court.
150. $150.
Now, Mr. Atwater,
Yes, ma'am.
who's supposed to pay that $150?
Well, since we were friends, I appreciate the call she did herself for me, but
Why didn't she collect the call?
They ain't have a phone at the house.
Quiet.
for one thing, Your Honor, we had a cell phone. We didn't have a household phone then at the time, and we can't make collect calls to her, so I thought I would call her. And she was notified before she accepted the call, $270 per call. She had an option to hang
It
up
does
or
not
accept
say
it.
that.
If you say one more word, I'm just going to throw you out. Do you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
Good.
She was opted to either accept the call or not to.
Did you tell her that you would pay her back for
I
these
never
calls?
told Courtney I would pay her. She told me every time I would call her and she do the three-way, she'll tell me to hang up and call right back.
I don't know what that means.
Okay, like you get 15 minutes for $2.70. So after the phone call, the 15 minutes is up, she would tell me to hang up and call right back.
And you would do that?
Yes.
Yeah, she'd accept the call every time.
I didn't.
Sorry.
Am I looking in your direction?
No.
Mr. Atwater?
Yes.
Is it your statement to me that you never said to Miss Austin, please do this collect calls because we have no phone in our house, so if you do this for me, I'll pay you back when I get out?
I never told her I was going to pay her.
I don't believe that. See, that I don't believe. That I don't believe. I believe you told her you'd pay her back for the phone calls. That's
Your
one
Honor.
bit of stupidity. You may not have meant it, Mr. Atwater.
Your Honor,
I'm speaking. What did you ever do for her?
I never did anything for her.
That's what I mean. Why in the world?
Because we were friends, Your
I'm
Honor. That's all we were, friends.
I'm speaking. Did Miss Mayfield know that she was your friend?
Not at the time. She was in Miami at the time.
Exactly.
And I did.
Quiet! Just to answer my question. I said, did Miss Mayfield know that Miss Austin was your fiancée? And you said no. That's the only information that I need. Now, as far as taking her to and from the jail, tell me how that came about. Fast!
Basically, he told me that he was going to pay me the money when he got out. She needed to go pay his bail money. She had $500. His employer put up the other $500. I took her to go get the money from the employer. We went. We didn't make it that day. I had to take her back the next day to go pay his bail. They wouldn't release him because he had a drug charge and he had hit her, which is originally why he went into jail. Then we had to go the next day, something about getting his clothes because the county would put him in jail.
You didn't have to do anything.
No, I didn't. I did it out of goodness of my heart.
That's right. So then don't bother me about it if you did it
No,
out of the
he
goodness
told
of
me
your
he was
heart.
going to pay me for it. It wasn't like he said he was going to pay
Miss
me for my
Austin?
trouble.
Miss Austin, you did not have a contract with Mr. Atwater, and you certainly
I
didn't
do
have a
have one
contract
right
with
here.
Mayfield.
Yes, I do.
Good, then let me see it. Exactly what I said, Miss Austin. It says you can threaten us all you want. We'll pay for your phone bill. Nowhere does it say that they're going to pay for you taking her to and from jail. I believe that he said to you, if you accept these collect calls, I'll
Your Honor, may I speak?
put your... hand down. That he agreed to pay for the phone bill, but for nothing else. So that's your claim, $150. Now you have a counterclaim for harassment.
Yes.
Get to it fast.
Okay, and that statement right there, what she has on the second page, that was after she brought the cops to our house. So we put it in writing. The cop told her to go ahead and take it to the courtroom and file the claim.
Put
And
your
she
hand down.
did that.
Just a second.
And she did
You
that.
said here, I'm going to pay you the money for the phone bill. Stop bothering me.
Exactly.
Right.
But she never stopped.
Let's get to your counterclaim. You've got a counterclaim for harassment for $500. I'm going to hear you. 10 seconds or less.
The harassing emails, taping notes to our door, bringing the cops to our apartment complex where that is not tolerated. We cannot have no kind of commotion going on.
Why didn't you pay her phone bill?
Because I never did tell her that, Your Honor.
I don't
never did
believe
tell
that.
her.
And she was trying to collect a debt. You're not supposed to take advantage of people, Mr. Atwater.
Yeah.
You're not supposed to take advantage of people's feelings and emotions. One girlfriend is in Florida, one friend is here. Friendships usually work both ways. She does a favor for you, you do a favor for her. You did no favors for her. You were a taker. You have to pay her back for the phone. Put your hand down. Are you still bothering them?
No.
Good. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $150.
Parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated. Folks, have a seat.
Mr. Gonzalez, it is your claim that Mr. Stoddard vandalized your car and threw a bottle at it, and you want him to pay some $4,000 in damage. And I gather from reading all of these papers that there was an incident involving a girlfriend of yours. Is that right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, is this the girlfriend?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, so we're going to start with her. Step up, please. Tell me your name.
Amanda.
Amanda. All right. Amanda, you have a last name.
Payne, P.
On what night did you allegedly have trouble with Mr. Gonzalez and his friends?
The night of the incident.
Well, what date was that?
I'm not sure.
What date was that, sir?
August 26, 2004.
All right, now I want you to tell me your version of what happened that night.
I was outside talking to Sam over here, and I was going to go back into the apartment, and him and his friend stopped me, and they took me over to the pool.
He and his friend. Did you know them before that evening?
I had met them, yes.
So you were acquaintances?
Right.
And you say he and his friend stopped you. How did they stop you?
They took me by my arms. They grabbed me by my arms just like that.
Yes.
And they took me over by the pool area, and they were touching me and feeling me.
Tell me what they said to you when they grabbed you by the arm. Tell me what...
They had been drinking, so they were just slurring and just making rude comments to me, saying, you're going to come over here and, you know, we're going to do this and that. And I had hollered for Sam. And
okay, so they grabbed you and pulled you over to the pool area?
Yeah, we were walking over by there.
Well, as you were walking over to the pool area, were you calling for help?
Yes, I called for Sam, and they...
As you were walking over to the pool area?
Yes.
Before anything happened to you, were you calling for anybody?
No, because they had just took me by my arms, and they were just walking me over there fast.
Well, did you say I don't want to go with you? I don't understand that.
I did.
Amanda. Okay, let's keep going. So they walked you over to the pool area. Go ahead.
They had me picked up, and they were smacking my butt and just touching me, like I said.
And you were calling for Sam?
Yes.
Go ahead.
And they had told me to shut up, and they called me a B word.
Go ahead.
And then that's when Obed came over.
That's this person over here, yeah?
Yes, and he had came over, and he'd been drinking, and I said, Obed, do something. And he said, what? Like nothing was going on.
Yeah.
And then he left. And then I managed to get myself away from them, and I ran back over to Sam and told Sam about it.
Sam. Up. Sam, you have a last name.
Dyer.
What did Amanda tell you, Mr. Dyer, when she came over to you?
Well,
I want you to think very carefully of the exact words she used.
She was crying, and at first I couldn't get her to tell me. It was hard to find out what was going on. She started to tell me that these men had tried to grab her, touch her, and she used the word rape. At the same time that she had told me that, I saw the two walk past me to the car, get in the car.
And this gentleman was one of them?
Yes.
Okay, so they walked past you and they got into the car.
And then I went to the car to ask them if they were leaving. And they said, yes, but we'll be right back. We're going to the store. I went in to get my buddy, Heath, right here, to tell him what had happened. And I was angry. I can say that for myself. I was angry. I don't like to see she was hysterical, very upset. And I told him what was going on.
You told Heath?
Heath. He was getting ready for work at the time. You know, I was excited. I was like, you know, I was kind of jazzed now, and I'm telling him, these guys are coming right back. This is what happened.
Okay, so they left. They did leave.
They had left, and they returned.
Do they live there in this apartment complex?
Obed.
He does?
Does live there, yes.
He does. So that they came back because they said they were going to?
Yes.
Okay. Strange behavior for people who were trying to rape somebody, to leave and come back. But go ahead.
Okay. I didn't actually see this, but I heard a glass shatter. That's when he later had told me that was a beer bottle that hit the window.
That he threw at the window?
Yes.
Go ahead.
The passenger then, he's not here right now, but the passenger jumped out, throwing his hands up, ready to fight.
Because somebody had thrown a bottle?
Right.
Okay, go ahead.
There were three of them, one of Heath. Heath was approaching the car. As he was approaching the car, I went around the passenger side and engaged in a scuffle with the guy who had jumped out. I was ready, telling him to take a swing, which he did try to take a swing. I ended up taking him to the ground. He started to pull away from me. Heath was right there. They started fighting. I started to separate the two, the guy that is not here, Heath, and that other guy. And that's really all that I saw.
You've been most helpful.
Thank you.
Don't sit down.
Okay.
Mr. Gonzalez, had you been drinking that night?
We had been drinking. We weren't drunk.
Had you been drinking that night?
No.
Had you been?
Yes.
What had you been drinking?
Beer.
And you?
No, ma'am.
Fine. So you were drinking?
Yes, ma'am.
Who was driving?
I was driving. I only had one beer. I wasn't drunk at all.
Who else were you with?
I was with my other friend and my cousin Obed.
Do you know Amanda Payne?
I do. I met her.
You want to tell me what happened that night?
Yes, ma'am, I do. That night, my cousin Obed had called me, and he said, hey, Miss Payne wanted to see me that night. I went over there with intentions of only seeing her. And
is that right, Obed?
Yes, ma'am.
Step up.
And... Shh. Oh, sorry.
Obed, when did Miss Payne tell you that she wanted to see your cousin?
We were outside talking, and I told her that David was in town, and she told me to call him up, so I called him up.
Is that right?
No. I never wanted to see him.
You're lying.
No, I'm not.
Oh, yeah, you are. You are. I could tell that your whole story was a little bit smelly. But about this, I know for sure you're lying, because he's telling me the truth. You caused a whole lot of trouble that night.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
According to you, Amanda, this was a terrible experience. Is that right?
Yes.
Was she crying?
No, ma'am.
Was she screaming?
No, ma'am.
You know that I don't believe you.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. David Gonzalez says he was assaulted and his car was vandalized by Heath Stoddard. Heath claims David sexually assaulted his friend.
Go ahead.
After that, what had happened was when I came outside, they were sitting over, my cousin and my friend were sitting over there with her talking, and she called my name near the pool area.
Go ahead.
She called my name to tell, she said, Obed, do something, and I said, guys, leave her alone.
What were they doing?
She was sitting on his lap while my friend was standing up talking to her.
Well, what did it appear as if they were doing?
Sitting and talking, that's what I thought they were doing.
Okay, was she crying at that point?
No, ma'am.
Was she screaming at that point?
No, ma'am.
When you came out and you said, guys, leave her alone, did she get up?
Yes, she did. She got up, and so did they, and I took them to the store to put gas in her car.
And then you came back?
Yes, ma'am, because they dropped me off. They had to go back to where they lived.
Do you know Heath?
Yes, ma'am, I do. He lives right across the breezeway from me.
You think Heath knew that she had said, why don't you call David and have him come over?
No, ma'am, because he came and asked me earlier on after the incident happened. He asked me some questions, and I told him she told him that she had nobody, that she was just staying with him, just to live there. She didn't say that she was dating him.
According to you, Amanda, this was a pretty terrible experience. Is that right?
Yes.
When did you contact the police, and can I see the police report?
The cops were called while the fight was occurring.
Can I see the report, please? Who called the police?
I'm not sure.
There was a lady that lived upstairs, and she called the cops.
Is that the only police report you had? This has nothing to do with the assault.
That is the assault.
No, this is what you allege happened to you. What happened to the assault on these guys?
I couldn't get access to it. I tried.
Did you file one?
Yes, I did.
When?
On that night as well, August 26th.
Now, what happened with these allegations, Miss Payne?
We went to court several times in Bethany, and at every hearing that we had, it got continued, and then finally they dismissed it and told me to go file in Oklahoma County because they didn't want to deal with it anymore. They thought it was a more serious matter.
Were you ever arrested?
No, ma'am, I was not.
There was never an arrest with regard to your allegations of sex abuse, madam.
I never went back and filed.
Why?
Because they had made a police report on Heath, and I didn't want them to go forward with pursuing Heath because I didn't think he was in the wrong, and I was tired of going through it.
When did they make the police report against Heath?
The same night.
First?
No.
You know that I don't believe you when you say that you didn't tell him to call David to come over?
You might not believe me, but I didn't.
Because you knew these two young men. There were other people around in the complex that night. If somebody grabbed you by the arm to walk you over to the pool area, all you had to do was scream and say, "Let go, help me, somebody help me," which you didn't do. Which you didn't do, because they would have heard you.
There were two guys. There were two of them.
They were not armed, madam. You knew who they were. All you had to do was scream, "Somebody help me." You didn't do that.
I hollered for Sam.
Let me see the damage to your car, please.
You want to see the estimates as well?
Yep. I'm going to get back to you in a second, Sam. Sometimes things are not as they appear. Now, you had options. Your option was, instead of going out there and starting trouble, you go into the house and you call 911 and you report an alleged attempted rape and you wait for the police, right?
Could have done that.
Is that the right thing to do?
That is the right thing to do.
Would you say that if I am correct, that Amanda over here asked Obed to call his cousin David, and she wouldn't want to say that now because things got out of hand that night, right? Right? Things got out of hand with you and with Heath that night, right? But if I am correct that she wanted David to come over just to talk, you would have been wrong to get involved with this, to confront and assault him, right?
If
the passenger in the car?
If she hadn't.
I'm saying to you, if I am correct.
If you are correct. I see what you're saying, yes.
How old are you?
30.
I'm older. What kind of work do you do?
At the time, I was a detention officer for a juvenile detention center.
And now?
Now I manage group homes for people with developmental disabilities.
Well, my job for the last 30 years or so has been to figure out who is telling the truth and who's telling a lie. That's my job.
Right.
So I have more experience than you do. So you have to rely on me when I say to you, she asked Obed to call his cousin. Now, if you knew that then, would you have confronted the passenger in the car?
Not in that case.
Right. Okay. Boy, if I were one of two guys that attempted to rape somebody, I wouldn't go put gas in my car and come back to the same place. That just doesn't sound right. Once I got in my car, I would leave and not come back. Say, boy, hope this blows over. Wouldn't you?
They may have thought nothing was going to happen.
Maybe they thought nothing was going to happen because nothing happened. That's a possibility, isn't it?
That is a possibility.
I know that Heath would like to believe everything that she says. It's not true. And what you two gentlemen should have done was to pick up the phone and call the police so that in the event that something did happen to this young lady, the police would have dealt with it. They weren't going anywhere. They had just come back. What kind of car do you have, sir?
1995 Mazda 626.
The estimate that you have probably is worth more than the car is worth. There's a lot of damage to the car. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $2,500. That's all.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
We were about to leave home, and then the cops come over, and they were like, "Oh, yeah, by the way, here's his papers, sexual assault and battery." I was like, "What?"
She just speculated and made her own ruling, and, you know, she didn't even ask me what happened, you know, my side or anything.
Basically, she ran the game on everybody.
They're lying. fine. They wanted the money, and that's what they're getting.
Her story was whack. Everything she said was whack. All three of them are whack, and that's what they get.
I just feel really bad for Amanda. It escalated to fighting and beer bottles hitting windows. I saw red. I was ready to take someone down.
Thanks, Judge Judy. You rock.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Ramos versus Kearney. Step forward, please.
19-year-old salesperson Aubrey Ramos is suing her ex-boyfriend, 25-year-old tow truck driver Tim Kearney, for a loan to pay a marijuana fine and for a cell phone.
Ms. Ramos, the defendant is your former boyfriend. You claim he owes you for some tickets that you paid off for him and a cell phone.
Yes.
And he says that he paid you for the loan for the tickets, and he doesn't owe you anything for the cell phone. Loans. Let me hear.
All right, as of 11/13 of last year, Tim asked me if I could pay a ticket that was amount of $600. It was for possession of marijuana, and I had just received a credit card at that time, so I said I would go ahead and do that. He also said he would pay me every week, $50.
And did he do that?
For about 2 weeks, he paid me, and then it was every other week, and then it was whenever he had the money.
Well, who kept a record?
I kept the record.
Let me see the record you kept.
I don't have, I mean, I calculated it on paper. I don't have any proof other than what the credit card states.
No, you said he paid you. So if he paid you and he paid you for 2 weeks, and then he skipped a week, and then he paid you the next week, and then he paid when he could, somebody had to keep a record of when the payments were made and what there is. How do you know what the balance was? Are you guessing what the balance is?
No, I'm not guessing. I totaled it up, and
well, show me from what you totaled it up.
I just kept it on a scrap piece of paper that I do not have.
Oh, okay. What else?
Then, February 21st of 2004, Tim wanted to join my phone bill, have another line on there. He said he would pay me every month that the phone bill was due, and that if we stopped dating, he would still pay the fee every month. He then decided to break up with me a month later, and he kept paying the bill for another 2 months. His girlfriend and I got in a confrontation over the phone, so I turned off his phone the next day. There's a $200 cancellation fee. He told me that he did not owe me any more money for the phone.
He doesn't owe you any money. He kept his end of the bargain.
Not at all.
Shh. Do I look like I need some help? When you lend somebody money, you keep records. Courts don't deal in guessing. Mr. Kearney says that he has, in fact, paid you back all but $50.
Yes, ma'am.
Is that right?
That's correct.
Now, he doesn't know that either. He's just making that up. You don't know how much he owes you because you're just making it up. Because if you had scraps of paper, then you would have brought them to court. You didn't. When you make a contract arrangement with somebody, even if it's an oral contract, you keep records. Otherwise, you're asking courts to guess. Courts don't guess. Mr. Kearney says he owes you $50. You can't prove to me that he owes you any more than $50. So you get $50 on the loan for the ticket for the marijuana. But now, as far as the cell phone is concerned, this is very, very fast. Right. He made an arrangement with you, according to what you just told me, that he would pay you each month for the cell phone. And according to you, he paid you even after you broke up. For 2 months, he paid the cell phone bill. And then you got into a contest, a match with his girlfriend on the phone, and you turned off the cell phone. That's what you just told me. So you want the $200 cancellation fee. He doesn't owe that to you. He didn't tell you to cancel the phone. You canceled the phone because you had an argument with his girlfriend. You had no right to turn off the telephone, and if you did and incurred a cancellation fee, that, Ms. Ramos, is your problem. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $50. That's all. Thank you.
Thank you.
तो हेलो दोस्तों, आप सभी का स्वागत है हमारे इस न्यू ब्लॉग में। और बताइए आप लोकेशन है, तो आशा करते हैं आप लोग बहुत ही अच्छे होंगे और अच्छे जहाँ रहे स्वास्थ्य मस्त बढ़िया रहिए। और हम लोग बहुत ही बढ़िया है। और आज आ रही है हमारी मम्मी और फ़ोन किए थे घर से निकाल चुकी है, तो ढेर सारा सामान लेके आ रही है हमारे लिए। तो पता नहीं क्या क्या लेके आ रही है बना के कि क्या करके। दोस्तों बहुत ही दिनों से कह रही थी आएंगे आएंगे, तो नहीं आ पा रही थी क्योंकि मेरे मौसी का तबीयत ख़राब था, वो हॉस्पिटल में भर्ती थी, इसीलिए उनको देखना। दोस्तों अब कोई घर पे आ जाए फिर छोड़ के जाओ तो अच्छा नहीं लगता है, तो आज आ रही हैं तो देखिए क्या क्या होता है। डांट भी सुनेंगे, जितना ज़रा फ़ोन पे शिकायत हुआ है मेरा, वो भी सब डांट वाट सुनेंगे और थोड़ा डांट सुनेंगे, थोड़ा प्यार मिलेगा। दोस्तों काफ़ी दिन हो गया था मम्मी और पापा से मिले हुए, तो आ रहे हैं मिलने। और इधर मेरा बबू है, दोस्तों यही देखेगा इधर क्योंकि गुस्सा हो गया है। तो चलिए ऐसे ही बनी रही है हमारे ब्लॉग में। और इधर कुछ काम हो रहा है तो आपको ज़रूर दिखा रहे हैं आप लोग। चलिए फटाफट सफाई करा जा रहा है क्योंकि दोस्तों यहाँ पर रखे ख़राब हो जा रहा है। सारे बच्चे हैं जो वो छीट छाट दे रहे हैं, पूरा इधर से उधर फैला दे रहे हैं, नुकसान कर रहे हैं सामान को। तो हम लोग सारा बहुत पल्ली बिछा के वहीं पे रख रहे हैं। तो चलिए रखते हैं और दिखाते हैं आप लोग को क्या क्या कर रहे हैं हम। तो आ गई मम्मी फाइनली, और देखिए इसको पहले आते ही नहीं हालचाल पूछ रहा है ना अपना खबर दे रहा है, सीधे मेरा शिकायत कर रहा है कि सलोनी मारती है। ये कैसे ताक रहा है,
सलोनी मारती है बाबू को। खाना ना खा क्या होता है,
तिरछी ताकत है।
देखो गंदी, तुमको कैसे मेरा बाबू दिख रहा है। हाँ, मारो गंदे काम कर रही तो मारो ऐसे।
तो चलिए दोस्तों ऐसे ही बने रहिए व्लॉग में, और कुर्सी उर्सी देते हैं। हमारी दीदी ब्लाउज व्लाउज सी रही है, बेचारी को टाइम ही नहीं है, जल्दी से ये है मम्मी का। तो मम्मी का ब्लाउज सिला रहा है। तो चलिए सही बने रहिए व्लॉग में। पिटवा रहा है हमको, चलिए मेरे बाबू के आई मुस्की देखा है, आई देखा मेरे बाबू तू डटबू। अरे हम और देखा ही मारो 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 मारो। अभी बात कर रहा है सबसे।
मारा सलोनी के बहुत गंदा काम करेली, लड़का डांटेली मारेली। हाँ बता दो, सब अपने दोस्तों से बता दो कि सलोनी बहुत गंदी है, हमको मारती है।
यही खुशी अभी शिकायत होता हमारे।
डांटे लेना बुआ, डांटे लेना डटिए तो पिटाई है। और देख लो पता नहीं सबसे बता दो, डांटे ले बता दो, बता दो सबसे शिकायत कर दो। तो
अब नहीं बोलेगा, दोस्तों शिकायत कर चुका, अब कुछ बाद में करेगा फोन पे। सब लोग नहीं खाए, सब लोग खा चुके थे, भैया नहीं खाए थे। तो देखिए इतना बड़ा कटोरा में लेके खा रहे हैं।
क्या बनैले बढ़िया बा।
तो इसको बार बार ढूंढ के ले जा रहे हैं वहां तक, फिर तो चली आ रही है। तो जाने का इसका मन नहीं कर रहा है। अगर पापा भी आ गया ढूंढते ढूंढते।
बढ़िया बन जाता या दो दिन रुकिया लगन तब जाइया।
हवा घर में चाहिए हो के
नहीं उम्मे ना हिम्मे रुकिए दरवाजा।
तब एगो सबनम करेगा हमार रही,
तब भैया लोगन तो आराम से
10 दिन 15 दिन रह के जाएगा। तो चलिए दोस्तों अच्छा मेरे तो जिसके लिए बना था, जिसके लिए आया था बना के, इधर बैठ के खा रहे हैं। कैसा लगा?
बहुत अच्छा, 3 कटोरे हुई।
हाँ झूठ
झूठ है, वो सूखा वाला थे।
आपको कैसा लगा? और अश्विन भी खा रहा है, और इधर हमारी भाभी भी खा रही हैं। भाभी कैसा लगा? सुपर। तो
दोस्तों सेवई बहुत ही प्यारा है,
बहुत ही अच्छा लगा खा के।
अच्छा लगा खा के। सलोनी के मम्मी को बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद जो हमको सेवई बना के खिलाई, बहुत प्यारा लगा। जब हमारे बाबू पेटे में रहा तो कहियो ना खियाइन बूढ़ा,
तो वही नहीं रहा। वहाँ कहाँ आये जब बाबू पेटा में रहा था, पहले तो कुछ घरे हम कहाँ रुका लाने के। मौसी मौसा हमारे मामा आ गए ना, मामी में से चल गए लिखे। तो अभी निकलने वाले हैं घर के लिए सब लोग। अब यहाँ पे रुकेंगे नहीं, क्योंकि बहनी नहीं, बाबू को सब लोग घर पे ही अकेले। तो चलिए दोस्तों कब
अभी सलोनी का जो गलती करती थी, अभी इनकी मम्मी से रहन देना है।
हाँ दोस्तों बाबू आते ही रहन दे रहा था। अभी उसकी मम्मी बाकी है, तब ये देंगे उड़ान। तो चलिए उड़ान देने के बाद देखते हैं क्या होता है मेरा हाल। तो चलिए मिलते हैं किसी नेक्स्ट वीडियो में, तब तक के लिए बाय बाय।